California Toyota dealer. Plus, don't forget about Saturday, September 18th. Bellator MMA returns to the SAP Center in San Jose. It's the long-awaited promotional debut of Yoel Romero when he takes on former world champion Phil Davis in a light heavyweight battle, the Soldier of God, squaring off against Mr. Wonderful Saturday, September 18th at SAP Center in San Jose. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com. Giants Dodgers, baby. Let's go!
Toyota's national sales event is on. Hurry in to get $750 cash back on 6 of Toyota's most popular models. It all ends Tuesday. Toyota, let's go places. Cash back is available through TMNA and must be applied to transaction. Excludes RAV4.
5-1, and now we got a tie in the National League West with the Giants and the Dodgers, as this segment is presented by Golden State Lumber. Open from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, with some locations open on a Saturday. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com for more information, and download the Odyssey app at Favorite 95.7 The Game to get breaking news updates as well as links to the top interviews and best moments on the game, powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Let's go out to the phone lines here and bring in our first guest of the day. Look, he's one of my favorite Giants. He's a lefty. He wasn't blowing people away with 100. He was working the corners, and he was just a gamer. It's Kirk Reeder here on the Morning Roast again. Kirk, good morning. How you doing, my man?
I am great. How are you guys?
Oh, we're good. We're getting fired up for tonight, man. A big-time 3-game series, of course, between the Giants and Dodgers. The last 3 meetings between the teams. And right off the bat, I got to ask you, what are your favorite moments in this rivalry? Giants-Dodgers? Are we going 97 Bryant Johnson game? What's some of your favorite moments between the two clubs?
Well, I love BJ's game, but I like my game, the first game, too, because I got to pitch in that series. And I tell people all the time that was outside of probably the World Series or my debut with the Expos. That's by far my favorite game because I got introduced to the September atmosphere of Candlestick. I think there was like 50 or 55,000 people in the park and chanting "Beat LA," and we were down 2 games to them in the standings, so we kind of knew we needed to win both games, and that game just stands out for me. And then obviously the next day when Brian Johnson hit the home run and we tied him up, that is by far my best Giant-Dodger memory.
You know, Brian Johnson, he stole your shine, Kirk, because I forgot about that first game, night game, because Brian Johnson, of course, hits the homer in extra innings. He stole your shine because I forgot about that start to set the tone in that 2-game series.
No, I mean, I laugh all the time because that was a game when Barry in the first inning hit the 2-run homer and did his pirouette at the plate and spun around, and I think that kind of set the tone for the whole crowd. I mean, it was just electric in the stadium. And like I said, I was still young and hadn't really been introduced. I'd never been in the playoffs or kind of in that pennant chase atmosphere. And that night when I walked out of that tunnel down the right field line, I got introduced pretty quick.
Boy, that's for certain, man. All right, now give me an idea for what the win yesterday means for this Giants team. They had lost 4 in a row actually, going into the game against the Brewers yesterday, and they knew the Dodgers were coming in. How big of a difference is it to get the win against a really good Brewers team versus what if you were staring at a 5-game losing streak and then had the Dodgers coming in?
Well, I think just psychologically, too, just being tied. I mean, because now you win the series against the Dodgers and you're going to walk out with a lead, whereas if you're down a game, it doesn't seem like a lot, but once you get in September, you'd have to sweep them or else you're not going to walk out of the Dodger series with a lead in the division. So I think it helped them in that regard, and you never want to get swept against anybody. I don't care how good they are. In your own ballpark, too. So, obviously, that was a big game yesterday to get that W and give them a little momentum heading into this weekend.
Kurt, what about Logan Webb? I mean, 14 straight starts where he's given up 2 runs or fewer, and he's kind of come out of nowhere. Obviously, Kevin Gausman was the star of the show when it came to the rotation. Anthony DeSclafani started off hot, but Logan Webb, 24 years old from Elk Grove, he's become the ace of the staff. Tell me about his performance yesterday. What did you see from him?
Oh, yeah, he's just dealing. I mean, anytime you can put a string together of that many starts in a row and keep your team not just in the game, but basically almost assuring them they're probably going to win the game. If you're only giving up 2 runs, you're probably giving them a pretty good chance they're going to come out with a W and just dominating. I mean, it's not like, he's just getting luckier. I mean, he's punching guys out and just controlling the whole game. And it's fun to watch as a former pitcher. And I know the Giants, I mean, they've had great starting pitching all year, but even whatever happens, I think he'd feel pretty good if he had to start a 1-game playoff or a first game of a series. You'd feel pretty good about your chances throwing him out there.
Hey, Kirk, what's the difference for a starter to get a little bit of support. He only got one run yesterday, but how much different is it to get a little bit of offensive support early versus seeing your team score 5 runs in 36 innings and knowing that, boy, it could. I'd almost have to be perfect for us to be in the game.
Well, I mean, as starters, you just go in and you're not worried about, because there's so much stuff you can't control. I mean, my wife used to laugh all the time. She'd get all crazy because she'd say, oh, my gosh, there's too many things that go on for a pitcher, a starting pitcher, to, walk out and you feel great, because some days you can throw a great game and, like you said, you might lose 1-0, and other days you might feel like you were bad but you win 7-6, and so it's just, you go in with that mindset. I'm going to give my guys a chance to win this game, keep them in the game. And like yesterday, you said he got 1 run, but he kept them right there, and they were able to, win, come back in the 7th or 8th, bottom of the 8th, and score the runs and get the W. So you just go out and do what you got to do and let your guys try and win the game. And I'm sure that was his mindset.
Kirk Reeder here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game with Bonte and Coles. And Kirk Reeder, of course, spent nearly 10 seasons with the San Francisco Giants, had a hell of a run with the Giants, won a lot of games with them as well. We're talking Giants-Dodgers here, and this Dodgers team, I mean, they've had a stranglehold on the NL West for 8 straight years. 8 straight years where they've won the division, and this Giants team obviously has come out of nowhere, but they've been the best team in baseball all season long. How do they hold off the star-studded team with the Dodgers here? I mean, they've got Mookie Betts. They've got Trey Turner. They've got all the studs here. What can the Giants do this weekend to kind of put an emphasis on the season series and say, hey, Dodgers, this is our division? What do they have to do this week to beat this big bad team and this big bad bully, I should say?
Well, just keep doing what they've been doing. Like you said, I'm with you. I think they've been the best team in baseball basically all year, and if not all year, at least for the last 3.5 months. So just keep doing what they've been doing, playing good baseball, fundamental baseball, getting good starting pitching, and then just coming up with runs when they need to. And don't forget, you're talking all the stars from L.A. The San Francisco still has a few stars that have won 3 World Series titles too, with Buster and Crawford and Belt, and so I don't think they're going to be too scared of the Dodgers coming to town.
That's an excellent point, man. Having some guys who've been through this race before and understand it, that can get some of the newer guys who are involved in this thing going. How much do you think, or how much did you like the Chris Bryant acquisition for this team and what it does for Gabe Kapler and how he can construct a lineup?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, obviously he's one of the best players, in baseball. He's been an MVP and won a World Series. So anytime you can add a talent like that, it's kind of a no-brainer. But I think he just helped too, because he gives them so much versatility. I mean, you don't have to plug him in at one spot and then rearrange everything. He can play all over, hit anywhere you want in the lineup, and he's going to give you a quality at bat every time he's up there and do what he's got to do to win. And like I said, he's won a World Series. He's been in postseason games. So anytime you can get that experience, it's kind of easy to add that to your team.
How would you have loved to have Brandon Crawford as your shortstop, Kirk? I mean, this guy out of nowhere, I mean, he's going to be a free agent. He signs the extension, 2 years, $32 million. He's been the Giants MVP this season. How cool would it have been to have him picking up grounders for you, Kirk, because this guy has been he's been a godsend for the Giants this year. He's kind of turned back the clock for this team.
Oh yeah, it would have been great. But hey, I'm not gonna shade my boys because I think I had some pretty good shortstops too with Richie and at the end when Vizquel came over. I had some pretty good guys too. So I'm not going to shade my guys, but I would have loved to have had Crawford playing behind me too.
No doubt about that. Woody, enjoy the series this weekend. We always enjoy the time. Giants-Dodgers tied up in September for first place in the National League West for the first time since 1997 when you guys had a magical run. Kirk, thanks so much for the time today.
Hey, my pleasure anytime, guys. Get them at least 2 wins and hopefully a sweep this weekend.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Sniff the bristles, baby. Sniff the bristles.
Kirk Reeder here. He's probably chilling in the shed, getting ready to watch this weekend.
Yep.
He's got that famous shed out there in his hometown in Mizzou, or in his hometown state in Mizzou. Where's he at? Just outside of St. Louis, I
think he's just outside of St. Louis. I was going to ask him, boy, those Cardinals, they're still not, they're only 2.5 out of the wild card, the Cardinals are. The National League wild card race is a pretty darn good one. It could be the Reds, but it could be the Padres. The Phillies are 2 out. The Cardinals are 2.5 out. It's a month to go, so that wild card, if you want to be a negative Nelly and talk about the Giants and the wild card, it's not like you can hone in on 2 teams. Everyone thinks the Padres are just going to simply get there. The Reds are good, and those other teams in the National League are there. I think the Mets have kind of fallen out of things. I'm not too worried about them. But the Padres, the Phillies, and the Cardinals are all fighting with the Reds for that secondary spot.
This is the first time I looked at the wild card race in 2 months.
Because you're a hater?
No, I've been anti-wild card. It hasn't even entered my mind, the wild card. Oh, the Giants are going to play the one-game wild card. I said it'd be real disappointing if they drop down to the wild card slot. I'm not worried about the wild card if the Giants clinch a wild card spot and not a division title.
Here's what really angered me. When all these baseball pundits and all these MLB Network guys are saying, boy, wouldn't it be great for baseball? Dodgers and Padres in a one-game play-in. Look at how great that would be. Hey, don't be afraid to talk about the orange and black a little bit and how great that is for baseball. That a team that won 3 World Series titles, right, in that 10-year window. They didn't in 5, but I know in that 10-year window. Now you're starting a new 10 years of baseball, and here they are with a chance to win another one.
You know, that's what kind of grinds my gears a little bit. And I saw this a couple of weeks ago when the Dodgers were playing the Padres and they swept them. And ESPN, on their headline on ESPN.com, and they showed it during the game. They showed a graphic during the game. Oh, check out so-and-so's story on how the Dodgers and Padres are baseball's new best rivalry.
Exactly.
I said, you got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Padres have done diddly-poo. They've done nothing. All right? Bringing in my inner Jim Morris Sr. here, Coles. If you follow me. Padres have stunk. All of a sudden, they've beaten one playoff series, and it's the best rivalry in all of baseball.
Oh, Tatis this. Oh, Machado that. Oh, here they come. The Padres are the new it team. I get it. They got brown uniforms. I'm sick of it.
Rays Red Sox is a better rivalry right now than Padres Dodgers. Rays Yankees is a better rivalry than Padres Dodgers. Astros Yankees. Hell, Astros A's is a better rivalry than Padres Dodgers. Padres Dodgers. So you know what? Your boy hasn't even been looking at the wild card. That's how much of a joke I thought the Padres were supposed to be looking down at the Giants and Dodgers. You know what? They're 14 games behind the Giants and Dodgers. 14 back. What happened to Padres? What happened to the Padres?
Good question.
You know what? I'm not paying attention to the wild card race. But since we're there, I'm looking at the standings. You're right. The Cardinals are 2.5 back of the Cincinnati Reds. Padres a half game back. Phillies 2 game back. But how about those New York Mets? They're 5 back, Coles.
They're done.
There's hope for the Mets. There's hope for the Mets. Matter of fact, I hope the Mets snatch these guys.
They're done. Listen, they're not going to get the wild card. They're not going to get the division. They went out and got Baez. I know they got the 1 win, and everyone turned the thumbs down into the thumbs up. Yeah, that was a cute story because it happened in New York. You know what? But I'm sick and tired of it. Everyone's missing the best story in baseball. Still the best story in baseball are the San Francisco Giants. That's the best story going. And I'm going to double down. Let me tell you.
Down. Oh, wow.
The win with the green and gold yesterday, let me tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if both teams have a heck of a playoff run. And that right now the A's are on the outside looking in.
They're going to catch Boston.
They're going to catch Boston. 2
back.
And then all of a sudden we get them in that same thing, and then we got to wait and see what Billy and Forrest and Bob all decide to do. Do you go with the opener or not? I want both sides to have nice long playoff runs. I'm a believer in that, but the focus clearly is on Giants-Dodgers. You want to get people angry? Tell them that the new great rivalry is Dodgers and Padres. It's not. Welcome to the real.
That makes me angry.
Yeah, exactly. That gets under my skin a little bit.
That makes this like saying, hey, Diamondbacks Rockies, best rivalry in baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, what a bunch of crap.
Mariners Angels. Oh, so riveting.
Hey, Yankee fan. Hey, Yankee fan. Red Sox Blue Jays. That's the new hot rivalry in baseball.
Hey, Cubs fans. How about those Cardinals-Pirates games?
Oh, my God. Don't even get me going with that. Don't even get me going with that.
The Padres are a joke. They're a joke.
They're a disappointment.
They're a joke.
Yeah, well, they won't be a joke when Bruce Bochy is sitting in there with his huge head.
Hey, why are you trying to bring me down?
And all of a sudden,
I'm on a
he's
high
going to be coming here.
I'm on a high.
Be coming here on, 11 times a year.
Dude, I'm shooting 100% on this drive-by, and you bring up Bruce Bochy going to Padres, and you bring me down.
Just letting you know.
You bring me down.
By the way,
my friend.
I got to let the guys, the 650 know, hey, you're welcome anytime. We tease when we say that we're going to ban him from the text line. He's a good man. We're going to let you're always in there texting. We definitely appreciate it. We got a lot of good stuff coming in on the text line, but you're always welcome.
I'm looking at the A's, their final 13 games.
Yep.
Oh, they have Seattle for 4, Houston for 3, Seattle for 3, Houston for 3.
Yeah, I know. Means something.
They're in Toronto this weekend.
Yep.
And then they have the White Sox at home.
They just took 2 or 3 from Detroit. I know. It's not easy. Because, and I'll tell you why. Because Toronto thinks they still got a shot at something. I don't know what. They're 5 out of the wild card, and there ain't no way they're going to catch anybody in the division. They're not going to catch the Rays. So, but Toronto's a good team. It's going to be a good series. White Sox coming in, what White Sox are you going to see? We're going to see the dominant team that now has had first place more than any team in Major League Baseball. I think they're up to 121 days now in first place. Are you going to see, are they taking guys out? Are they going to rest a little bit? Is La Russa not going to throw all his great studs? He's going to give him a little time off? I think they just put Lance Lynn on the 10-day.
Wow, just let him chill on the 10-day?
Exactly.
Wow.
And so you don't know what you're going to face. The White Sox are great, but you don't know what you're going to face. Well, it can go either way. Hey, you just took 2 or 3. Let's say you get 2 or 3 in Toronto. You come home for the White Sox and you get the White Sox B squad?
And you get Texas? You got to sweep Texas.
Well, Texas has been a burr under their saddle this year.
But no more Joey Gallo.
Totally disappointing.
Joey Gallo's not on Texas anymore.
Right, exactly.
And Joey Gallo's killed the A's here.
Yeah.
All right, 888-957-9570. You know, I haven't heard from Dodgers Girl. Dodgers Girl used to call us a lot. I think she's scared. I think she's nervous. I think she's nervous about this weekend. Like, come on. And Doobie in Chicago, he's going to Philly this weekend. We got to go to Steve's, Prince of Steaks. You got to go to Jim's, Prince Steaks. You got to go to Pat Gino's is the tourism of steaks out there in Philly.
It is.
You go to Steve's, Prince of Steaks, or you go to Jim's, right?
Yeah, I used to go to Ish Kabibbles, and I'd get a chicken cheese steak over on South Street when I lived there.
Okay.
So you got a lot of great choices, baby. You go to Philly. Philly's a good town to go in, get some history, get some good grub, and get out. Stay could affect you a while if you stay.
I mean, go to South Street, right? South Street.
Go to South Street.
I like South Street.
I used to hang around. I used to live near South Street. I used to walk over to South Street and hang out down there.
So, Doobie, you have some fun out there in Chicago. And if there's a game, go to a game. All the ballparks or the stadiums, you got Citizen Bank, you got Wells Fargo Arena right across the street, and you got the Link right across the street. So check out if the Phillies are in town, check out the Phillies. You want to go to a game out there. 831 wants a Bonte Peloton update. Well, I did the workout the other day with the Golden State Warriors, so I haven't been on a Peloton in a week.
That'll hold you up for a week, that little workout?
Well, I'm back on the Peloton today.
Okay.
This afternoon, I'm back on the Peloton before I go out to Oracle Park. Believe that.
I'll be throwing around the 45s this afternoon.
You got the plates.
And maybe late this morning when I'm out of here, if I can keep my eyes open, I got to walk Snickers, and then I got to get to the gym. I'm flying solo this weekend, baby.
You get to walk around the crib with the robe on.
Dude, shorty robe at that.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
I don't even know why I went there. Why did I go down that rabbit hole? 888-957-9570. My program director, our program director here at 95.7 The Game, Matt Vasgersian, texted me at 8:02 p.m. last night. And I'm trying to do things around the crib. You know what I'm saying? It's me time. It's not Vasgersian time. It's me time. We need to fire these people up tomorrow. Let's go. September baseball, that means something. And I'm going to say to that, I shouldn't have to fire up Giants fans. I certainly didn't have to fire up this Giant fan.
Let's go. We got 3 against these damn bums. I'm down here in Southern California. I'm repping my squad. About to take these fools out. Let's go. It's a pennant race right now. Let's go.
That's Butcher. And he's trying to whisper, but he's yelling at the same time.
He's
whispering and screaming simultaneously. Like,
I don't get it,
on
baby.
the beach. But he's fired up. That was right after the win yesterday against the Brewers at about 3:45.
Are you buying my move to don't think of winning the series? Think of sweeping the series.
Yes, I like that. Go hard or go home.
I want a broom to show up at 3rd and King tonight with a Giants fan holding the broom, as in it's the start of a sweep. We are going to sweep this series, and we are going to retake what is rightfully ours, which is first place in the division, and we are heading towards the finish line with our head held high. That's what this weekend is. 408, true or false? Whoever wins this series wins the division?
It's true. True. Very true.
True that.
True.
Double true.
And I tell 908, Ponte's trying to get people fired up. It's really awkward. That's not my job. If you're not fired up this morning, see, I wake up, Coles, when there's a big game, it could be Warriors-Kings, for crying out loud. I'm waking up, I'm fired up for Warriors-Kings. I'm fired up. Niners could be playing the Cardinals.
You're not fired up for Warriors-Kings.
I'm fired up for Warriors-Kings.
You're not fired up for
Warriors-Kings. You can't lose the battle of I-80, all right? You can't lose that battle to Sacramento.
I'm in agreement. I would love, in my 25 years in the state, for the Kings and the Warriors to be good at the same time, because that never seems to happen. One is either good and the other one's bad. That's just the way it is.
But I get fired up for De'Aaron Fox. I get fired up for the Warriors going up to Golden One Center and going to the state capitol.
You get fired up for Nemanja Bjelica?
I do get. I get
going
fired
back to
up
bite the hand that once fed him when he's wearing a Warrior uniform, trying to take down the Kings.
Dude, I get fired up for Bia. All right, I get fired up for Bia. All right.
You getting?
Here we go.
Does my man Holmes get you all excited when you got it? You getting pumped up for Holmes, Rashawn Holmes?
I get pumped. It doesn't
pumped
take
up
much
for Harrison Barnes.
It doesn't get much for me to get to. Dude, I get pumped up for San Jose State versus Southern Utah. Okay. All right. So Giants fans, where you at? Matt Nahiga's telling me to pump people up. Shasky's always pumping people up. Coles, I'm saying it's not my job to get you fired. It's September 3rd. It's Giants, Dodgers, Coles, and they're tied for the NL West. If you're not waking up this morning saying, you know what, I'm putting on my Giants boxers. I'm putting on my jersey. Could be Will Clark, could be Kevin Mitchell, could be a Bonds, could be a Jeff Kent, could be a Lincecum, could be a Kane.
I got a Corey Joe.
You got a Corey Joe?
I got a Corey Joe 50. Did he wear 50 or 60?
Oh, man, I don't remember.
I got a Corey Joe 60. Was that his name? Corey Joe? He's on Colorado now.
Oh, Connor Joe.
I got a Connor Joe.
I thought you were talking about Corey Joseph.
No, back to my Kings take. I got my Connor Joe 60 or 50, whatever number he wore. I've got his jersey.
He was here for 2 weeks. You got his jersey.
I bought his jersey. I bought in.
So all I'm saying is,
I bought the hype.
You bought the hype. Now he's in Colorado. He's actually not playing
exactly.
bad.
He's actually. You know what? He's another correct call by Farhan Zaidi. They just didn't hold on to him long enough. It took it a little bit to kick in, but that's why I got my Connor Joe. I'm ready to whip it out.
Look, it's not our job to get you fired up for Giants Dodgers.
Isolate that, by the way.
You should isolate that. I should not. We should not be able to get you fired up. I tried to just blow past that. I didn't know. Connor Joe. Look. They're tied for first place. It's the last series of the season, possibly, unless they play in the playoffs. How are you not already fired up? How are you not fired up? How could you, Yankee fans not waking up in New York City? They're not in the Bronx waking up. Yankee fan in the Bronx is saying, oh boy, I need Boomer Esiason to get me fired up for Yankees Red Sox.
That's what they're doing on the Fan.
WFAN. You think Yankee fan needs to wake up, put on a radio, and get fired up? You should already be fired up. And if you're not fired up about Giants Dodgers, that's the definition of casual.
Exactly. And you bring up an excellent point, and one that I've overlooked. And I got to be honest with you. Major League Baseball, shame on stinking you. I should not have my final Giants-Dodgers series of the year end on September the 5th.
That's a joke.
That is a freaking crime.
How's it not the last series of the season?
It's criminal.
It's a joke.
You know what? And I get it. You're tweeting out MLB from your official account that, ooh, the Dodgers are in first.
Oh, my gosh.
Ooh, this is so exciting. Look at the Dodgers first place with a picture. Who do they have? Do they have Mookie Betts on there?
May have been Kershaw, who hasn't pitched in a couple months.
Exactly. And he's just a rumor at this juncture. But no, because that's all we know, because we're on the East Coast, and it's the Dodgers, everybody. You know what? I know there's no bulletin board material. I hope everyone in that Giants clubhouse on their phone is looking at the MLB account and seeing them crow about the L.A. stinking Dodgers.
Dude, I'm with you. Let's go to Richard Fremont. He said he's fired up for Giants Dodgers, but I know Rich didn't need us to get him fired up for Giants Dodgers.
We got to fire these people.
What's up, Bonte?
What's up, Rich?
Bonte, what's up, Cole?
What's happening, baby?
Hey, man, look, you know what? Hey, Giants, Dodgers, I don't care what they're playing for. They could be playing for nothing. If you are the Giants, you play the Dodgers, you are up to that. Gigantus, baby, and let's go. Hey, y'all on the Bay? You Giants fans, let me hear you. Come on now, let's get busy. And, hey, both of you guys, I want you both on my podcast, Game Face, because I
We'll do it.
Brothers.
We'll be there, brother.
Just tell Mike Schumann not to skip out on me next time.
Wow.
I joined a podcast. Shu said, I actually have some things to do.
Look at that.
I mean, I
you got
get
the
it.
Heisman.
I'm an F-list guest, right? I'm not you, Coles. I don't have it. I'm an F-lister.
You are not an F-lister.
I'm an F-lister.
Dude, you might be the most visible person in media.
No, stop it. All right, let's
You're
stop.
on the Warrior Show,
Pump the
which gets
brakes.
like a 20 rating.
They watch for Mully and
All
D,
right.
You see how many shots they try to take me off? Pan right, pan right, pan right. Get this guy off the screen.
When you get at the desk, they say, hey, can you move to your right? Keep moving to your right. Keep moving to your right.
Moving to your
They
right.
used to do that with
Camera
me.
pan right.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of the shot.
Yep, exactly. Let's used to get those two guys on there.
Let's go to A-Trade down to San Jose.
That's hilarious.
A-Trade.
It's a funny
What's
line.
happening, man? Are you fired up for Giants Dodgers?
Morning, fellas. Oh, yeah, you better believe I'm fired up. After the Milwaukee series, I was feeling a little down. They won yesterday afternoon. Oh, man, I was fired up. I got some Dodger fans at work, and I had to just reel it to them, just give it to them. Say, hey, guys, guess what? The series is ours. We're taking it home, and we're going to prove all you guys wrong because this is the 2010 team all over again.
Ooh, I like that. I like that call.
I like that take.
You know what? That's an interesting take because the 2010 team came out of nowhere.
Yep.
We didn't see it happening.
Yep.
The Cody Ross addition was a mistake.
Right.
Right?
Right, because Jose, not Bautista, Jose Guillen. Was it Jose Guillen, I want to say? He got popped, the right fielder.
Yeah, it was Jose Guillen.
Jose Guillen, he got popped. What? I forget what happened. Did he get something shipped to his house? Something happened like that. So he was left off the postseason roster.
Yeah,
Cody
we
Ross
shipped
had
to my
start
house.
left.
Yeah. That wasn't meant for me.
Yeah, that was my name's on it, but no, that's not mine.
That was a Ryan Braun type of thing right there.
Oh.
FedEx did it.
Oh man,
Exactly.
That's what he blamed it on.
Exactly. The Hebrew hammer coming down hard. Former Brewer. Wouldn't you? He's statue worthy, isn't he?
No.
Dude, he's
Ryan
out of
Braun?
baseball now, right?
Those statues would have the widest eyes of all time because that's exactly what he looked like.
Wow.
Now, with this series, though, and we're thinking about this back here, me and Curly are talking about this just whole series in general. I don't like to say that teams, play with nothing to lose, but going into this series, the fact that the Dodgers have been behind the Giants the entire time, I mean, has it shifted now to where the pressure's actually on the Giants to win this series, or is it more on the Dodgers this time to stake their claim in the National League West, which they've had for the past 7 years?
Pressure's on the boys at Third and King. Pressure's on the Giants. Pressure's on the Giants. They've been in first place since April 25th. Now, they had a day yesterday where they were a half game out, whatever. They made up the ground. They've been in first place all season, Coles.
Yeah, they have.
They've been the best team in baseball. They've played the cleanest defense in baseball. They've, when you look at pitches per at-bat, they've been a top 5 team. You think about the home run numbers. They've led the league in homers without the DH. They've got a bunch of guys who's got at least 10 home runs, Coles. The pitching, the bullpen.
10 guys
it's been good.
with 10 bombs.
Never
10
happened
guys
before.
with 10 bombs.
Never happened before.
That's insane.
Never happened before in franchise history. All right? The pressure's on the Giants to get this done. It is. Gabe Kapler. A lot of people saying, here's Philly Gabe Kapler again. That team fell apart in the second half. Well, look at September. Oh, no, 4-game losing streak. Gabe Kapler. Like, I started seeing people tweet about Gabe Kapler saying, Gabe Kapler's not pulling the right strings. Like, how do you get on Gabe Kapler?
Because they don't pay attention to what happens anywhere past the Mississippi River. That's why. Okay, I'm sorry, but people who think that way are just ass backwards. They're not paying attention to the Giants, and when they look at them, they're not believing in them. I agree with you. Somehow the pressure is on the Giants. The team that was in first place for 119 straight days, they're the ones who have the pressure on them because everyone just assumes the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. We heard Brian Anderson say it.
Right.
Last night, I heard Alex Pavlovich say it. Everyone says it. Their roster is better than everyone else. But guess damn what? They've been looking up at the Giants all year long. The Giants have the pressure because everyone on the planet believes the Dodgers are supposed to be rightfully in their rightful space, and all the rest of you guys are a pittance playing for the wild card. Screw that. Bring your broom to the yard tonight and start the sweep. It's in effect starting now. Boom.
Thinking about buying a broom.
Bring the broom
I'm
tonight.
thinking about
You should bring the broom.
I'm thinking about
what Giants gear are you going to wear? You going to wear the new? You going to wear the new stuff? You going to wear the fog
come
stuff?
on.
The fog gear?
I got a nice little hoodie. No, I don't go City Connect jersey. That's
What?
not my style.
What?
I'm not going City Connect.
What?
I'm not wearing the G. that looks like a 6, as Langford said.
Wow.
The fake fog. I'm not doing that. That's gentrification. That's the definition of gentrification.
I'm pro gentrification.
Yeah,
we got to improve on things.
No, that's terrible.
We got to improve on things.
I'm rocking my hoodie. I rock the hoodie. I got an SF or a San Francisco Giants hoodie with the cable car in the middle, and I go on flat brim hat with the candlestick patch on the side. That's what I'm working.
We got to work on that.
Simple.
We got to work on that.
And I'm gonna rock the Griffies. I'll rock the Griffies. Jackie Robinson edition Griffies. All right, with the strap.
All right,
and we're rolling in. That's it. Hoodie, hands in the sleeve. Let's go.
Really?
That's it. Simple.
Maybe an extra jacket. It's going to get chilly out there.
Man, I'm tough, man.
Are you?
I wear the T-shirt and the hoodie.
I bring a blanket.
No, come on.
Don't you get one of those NBC Sports pullovers that Coase has 50 different varieties of?
You know, I wanted to mention that. He's come in with the new NBC jacket every single day.
You guys don't know this, but the best perk about working for the NBC Sports Group and the NBC O&Os, they have the sweetest ass swag.
I know.
Everywhere. Dude, I went to golf with Vince Cotroneo, the A's announcer, the other day. I'm wearing an NBC thing. He's like, what are you advertising? I was like, every one of my polos is an NBC Sports polo.
You know, Devin Fox, Dave Bernstein, Justin Hathaway, the powers that be down at NBC.
You haven't earned it. You haven't earned it.
Well, come on. I put in work last year.
You haven't earned it.
Morning show and Warriors pre and post.
Warriors and Warriors team that didn't even make the playoffs.
I mean,
you don't make the playoffs, you don't get that. You don't get to sniff the good gear.
Wow.
I got 3 Emmys.
Does that make up for covering the Kings? Maybe they're giving you the swag. Because they're like, hey, Coles, we know your season ends at the end of March. Here's some swag, bro.
Let me tell you, that's the best thing about working the Kings games. I can set my vacation up starting now. I know when I can take my vacation starting in early April.
You got to sit through 50 lost seasons. Here you go, Cozy.
Yep, just be back for the lottery. Hey, be back for the lottery. So
that's how I'm rolling. 888-957-9570. Jerry Hairston Jr. He's a Dodger.
Oh,
and he's going to come in here and he's going to bring smoke. He's going to bring the heat.
He's going to leave with his tail between his legs.
It's a big series. It's so big, we're not talking about the ridiculousness of Ben Simmons. All right? That's dead.
We got to get to that.
Ben Simmons is a...
We got to get to that.
No.
Because that's still a huge story. Everyone's talking about Ben Simmons. We'll get to that.
It's not going to be a Warrior, though.
We don't have to talk about Trey area because everyone finally came around to my hot take of, listen, he's not ready to be once Phil Simms tells you that, once Booger McFarland tells you that, all they did was parrot the exact same thing I've been saying here for a month.
Whoa. Phil Simms also said, he wouldn't be opposed to starting Trey Lance week 1.
You guys had him on for like 30 minutes. By that time, he has run out of things to say.
Don't try to read my mind because, hell, I don't know what's in there.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Is that a Salisbury?
No, that's Phil Simms
that's
right
Phil?
there. That's Phil.
Don't try to read my mind because, hell, I don't know what's in there.
That's awesome, Phil. That's the smartest thing you said on any of the shows.
Uncle Phil's he was on fire for 30 minutes. He was on fire.
Bull.
Baldy, what did he say the other day? Trey needs to play. He needs to play.
Sorry,
man.
That's
all he needs to do is play.
Sorry, man.
He's got all the tools.
Listen, that's the one discussion we don't have to have. We can put that to the side. That's back burner. That's back burner stuff
until Tuesday.
You know what? What that is.
Neil. You'll be with Low Neil Monday. You know what he said? Trey Lance, man, he should be starting.
You know what?
Told me down there at week 1 against Kansas City before he threw the 80-yard pass.
Okay, yeah. How many rings he's got in that crooked finger?
Low Neil?
Yeah.
How many
Come
guys?
at me, bro.
Oh, those are fighting words.
I know. He's actually one of the greatest guys I've ever met. He's one of the greatest guys I have ever met.
I promise you.
Just bring up Kevin Dyson to him. Bring up Kevin Dyson. Oh, that's cold.
That is cold.
That's low.
That is cold.
That's low. Let me get out of here. Low Neil will come to the studio.
That's my first calling.
888-957-9570. Giants Warriors. Anthony DeSclafani on the mound. He's got a 9.43 ERA against the Dodgers this year.
Stop it.
I'm just telling. I got to let the people know what's
His
going on.
His overall numbers are good. He has pitched. They have won 2 of the 5 times he's started. Why not get another win tonight? You're giving me all the negative.
He stunk against the Dodgers this year. Those are the facts.
He had 2 good outings against them. Why not make it a third?
Those are the facts.
Listen.
He's gotten rocked. Dodgers are batting .341 against the guy this year. Historically, over his career, he hasn't been good against the Dodgers.
You know what?
It's a turning point tonight. Is it tonight? Because I'm going into. I'm not going to lie to you, Coles. I'm walking in. I'll get there by about 6:30. Into my seat, brew. Think about crab sandwich, maybe tenders, maybe nachos. I don't know. I'm trying to watch my.
My daughter went nachos when I took her to the yard.
Nachos are good.
She went nachos both places. I took her.
Nachos
I took
are
her
good.
to Coliseum. She got nachos, and we went over to see the Giants and the Cubs.
Nachos are legit.
Yeah,
but I like the chicken. I like the tenders and the garlic fries. It's simple.
I was just going to
easy.
ask, are you a garlic fry guy?
Yeah.
Or
a little bit.
Are they a little overrated?
They are.
A little overrated?
A little bit.
They're messy, I'll tell you that.
They're messy, and they got your breath smelling all
do.
hot. Yeah,
for like for a day.
Yeah,
You wake up the next day and you got garlic.
Give it a little peppermint, and that doesn't work. You need about 4 of those bad boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it one. They're getting skimpy down there at Thurman King. But
what's your beer of choice? I get a Guinness when I go. When I go there, I get a Guinness.
I'm not a big Guinness guy.
I like the Guinness. I like Guinness and cider, little snake bite action. If you see me coming into your pub, just slide me over a snake bite.
Look, here you go. I go IPAs now. I've been rolling with the IPA.
Oh, my God.
Hazy, smoky.
Oh,
I've been
my
rolling
God.
with the IPAs. Sometimes I go a little Stella.
Big fat
I go
punch you in the
Stella.
face IPA. Those things are terrible.
I'll go with Stella. I'll go with the hazy.
You're drinking a Guinness.
Yes.
It's an incredibly thick, heavy beer.
It's a terrible beer.
But it's not.
Well, that's not terrible. I mean, it's just not my
Am I
choice.
coming over the top? Am I coming over the
got
top?
mad at that one when you said Guinness is terrible.
I know.
Curly, that's the most animated he's been all morning.
I know.
Guinness not terrible.
I mean,
He finally
Curly
started
loves-
listening to the show.
Curly thinks Bud Light is top shelf, and he is finally listening to the show. Thanks for joining us at 7:55, Curly.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the program.
I love a good tall can at a game, though. I'll get an 805 or a tall can of Pacifico. Let those things ride for a couple of innings, 3 or 4 maybe. Go back and get another one. I rock the tall can.
That's my problem, man. I am a speed drinker. You know?
It's a problem.
What,
I
you
hit
chug Guinness?
I hit it like I just got done running the 400 in the Olympics.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Like I just got done with my hardest sprints, and I'm coming over just, I'm telling you, I've got to slow it down. I will throw down the Manhattan far too quickly. It's like my wife will say, "Did you spill that?"
You're not
What
an
happened?"
IPA guy?
No, IPAs, it's big fat punch you in the face IPAs.
Oh, come on.
You know what?
Oh, come on.
You know what? That's for hipsters.
Come
You know what? That's
on.
for hipsters and posers.
Oh, come on.
Drinking the IPA is for
It's so
hipsters and posers.
smooth.
No.
Does the trick.
No.
Come on. Little Stella.
Hey, it's going to be hot this weekend. It's going to be in the 90s. I might go summer shandy. Might be my last weekend for the summer shandy.
I don't know what
Little
the hell
shandy,
is summer
buddy.
shandy. What the hell is summer shandy?
Little
My
beer
man.
and lemonade together.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
you
see?
are bougie.
My man-
You're
my
talking
man-
about going to the game with blankets, and you're getting on me with an IPA. And then here you go, got a pillow and blankets. And you're talking about, you are a Gold Star type of guy, Cozy.
I'm telling you, dog, I'm going to have my blankie and my summer shandy.
Jerry
Watching the
Hairston
games,
Jr.
baby.
Jerry Hairston Jr.
I might go play pickleball this weekend.
Oh, man. We got to get Coles a break.
And your Jimmy Jams?
And his Jimmy Jams.
My shorty robe.
We'll see if Jerry Hairston Jr. likes Jimmy Jams and IPAs. That's coming up as we continue to talk Giants Dodgers here on The Roast.
It's the best rivalry in baseball.
Jastrzemski underneath it, and the Giants take game 1 from L.A.
It's Giants versus Dodgers, and we're all
chance for a VIP Pro Football Getaway. Gear up and raise your game with Beacon Pro Plus today. Build, score, and win at BECN.com.
Staples Connect has everything for back to school at amazing prices. Right now, Crayola 12-count colored pencils and 10+2 Crayola marker bonus packs and Bic Round Stick Ballpoint Pen 10 packs are just 97 cents each. So you won't just be ready for school, you'll be Prepared Parent of the Year ready.
I just want to thank my family and Staples for making this possible.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com/back-to-school today and get more than ready for school. Ends 9/18, limit 30 on Crayola. Big pens in store only.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, because shed happens.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game. Yep. KGMZ FM in HD1, San Francisco. On Odyssey Station. It's time to wake up with a nice cup of morning roast. Featuring Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky. Presented by Timeless Coffee. This is the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We made it to Friday, a Frisco Friday here on the Roast. Cole's in for the Butcher. He's still fired up, though.
What?
And look, it's Giants-Dodgers. All right, first time these teams have been tied this in September since 1997. Since 1997. And I'll play this for Jerry Hairston Jr. because Butcher's on vacation and he's still dropping nugs like this.
Let's go! We got 3 against these damn bums. I'm down here in Southern California. I'm repping my squad. About to take these fools out. Let's go! It's a Bennett race right now. Let's go!
Jerry Hairston Jr. joins us now. And, of course, former Dodger. He was a Giant killer. I'll give him that. Sportsnet LA. You see him on there all the time down there in Dodgerland. And here we go, Jerry. I know you got a tea time coming up. What do you think about that? How nervous are those Dodger fans down there in LA?
We're not nervous at all, Playboy. I'm just letting you know right now. We are rolling. We're starting to fire on all cylinders. We're starting to get healthy. We added 2 pretty big pieces. You may have heard of them, Trey Turner and Max Scherzer.
How's the hammy?
Max will not be pitching this series, but Max has been a huge part of our
Uh-oh, we're losing Jerry. There we go.
Is the best leadoff hitter, in my opinion, in the big leagues right now. So Dodgers are playing really good baseball right now, and we're starting to hit our stride.
Doesn't that lead into your answer, though, Jerry? Quite honestly, that shows how scared the Dodgers were to have to sell their soul to get Scherzer and Trey Turner to come over. They knew they didn't have the right construction to try and keep up with the Giants, who were in first place for 119 straight days. I think right there that tells you how scared the Dodgers were.
No, it's not about being scared. It's about making sure you give yourself the best opportunity. It's not about winning the division. I mean, that is important, yes, but the most important thing is putting yourself in position to win another championship. There hasn't been a team that has repeated as champion in quite some time. So the Dodgers were looking ahead, saying, you know what, we want to make sure we have a piece in our rotation with the injuries we have. Clayton Kershaw's been out. You wanted to make sure you shore up your rotation. And then you have a guy like Trey Turner that can help your lineup. So it's not just about winning the division. You know, we have our eyes on winning another championship.
Wow. Jerry Hairston Jr. here on the Morning Roast on 95.7
When was the last
game.
one? When was the last one they won?
Yeah, last year.
Well, that was an asterisk. That was 60 games. So I don't know. Did you guys get it? Did you guys get 60?
You can call it an asterisk all you want. You can call whatever you want. You can call whatever it is.
Did you get a third of a ring for playing a third of the season? What do you get for that?
Everybody ran that same race. Everybody ran that same race. You should see my World Series ring, Playboy. It is nice. It is sharp.
Let me show you the 3 we got over here. That one you got is cute for 60 games. We got 3 of them over here, brother.
I don't care if it's 60. I don't care if it's 30. I don't care if it's 192. A race is a race. We won that race last year.
Hey, we'll say 1988, the VCR era when the Dodgers won. But, hey, You guys could celebrate that one, Jerry. Look, Mookie Betts is back. I see that. Trey Turner is balling. I'm not gonna look, I'll give you all that. Max Scherzer's shoving, but now you got David Price started this series.
Oof.
David Price has set the tone tonight. You know that's an L, David. You know that's an L, Jerry. That's a lot of pressure on Urias and Bueller Saturday and Sunday.
I love where your head's at. You know, I'm going to make sure I hit up DP and let him know that's how you guys feel about him. You got to remember, DP has a lot of pride, former Cy Young Award winner, and he knows what's at stake. He may not be throwing 98 like he did 10 years ago, but this man knows how to pitch, and he can swing a little bit. He's going to get a chance to swing the bat. I know you guys had Mad Bum for years who could swing the bat, but DP can also swing that lumber. I expect him to pitch well tonight.
Yeah, why don't you call old Hershiser? Why don't you get another old pitcher for the Dodgers? Give him a call. Maybe he could start this weekend.
It's a shame you guys don't have fun on your radio show.
That is so true. Hey, but in all honesty, because we are having fun with you, Jerry Hairston Jr. He's a great guy. He's been great with us. I know he's got awesome. A tea time coming up. Yeah. But I mean, how much does that change your roster construction and your lineup? And knowing that you got Trey Turner to add into the bunch,
it's
and,
not
and
fair.
Mookie's just starting to come around for crying out loud. I mean, Davey must be going, all right, what do I do now? I've got so many different options to go to.
I'll tell you what, I knew he was a great player. We're talking about Trey Turner. I knew he was a great player, all-star player, incredible speed. I didn't realize how much of a grinder he was. I mean, he's a throwback, an old-school guy. He's a two-strike. When he gets to two strikes, he's not looking to hit the long ball. He's looking to put the ball in play, go the other way. He's your prototypical leadoff hitter of like the 90s with some pop. You know, he is fun to watch, excellent defender. Obviously, you know, he's a shortstop, but he's playing second base for us. He's just that grinder. He has been so fun to watch. And you mentioned Mookie Betts. He's now healthy. He can slide in as the three-hole hitter. He could drive the ball in the ballpark. He's still electric with his wheels. But having those two guys in the lineup together is fun to watch. So, listen, I'm really happy that the Giants are having a great season because, as you guys know, it's always fun when your rivals are competitive and are vying for the NL West crown because it makes everything more exciting. Every pitch is magnified, and it's playoff baseball now. So I am excited that both teams are playing well coming up. I know that you guys hit a little bit of a snag the last 5 games or so.
Right.
But overall, you guys have played great. So, I mean, it's just so fun. I'm getting text messages from my buddies who are Giants fans up in the Bay Area. They're fired up. I know Jay Valentine. He's an R&B artist, right? Artist.
Oh, yeah.
Jay, I'm good friends with Jay. He's fired up about this series. So it just makes for an incredible weekend.
No, it's going to be fascinating. I can't wait to get to the yard today at Oracle Park, man. Dodger fans have been raiding Oracle Park over the last couple of years with a lot of blue. Let's see if the Giants fans will stand up and take over that stadium again. Big-time game today. I got to ask you, though, we were talking about this earlier, Coles and I. We're discussing this. This whole Padres-Dodgers rivalry being the best in baseball. I saw that a couple weeks ago on ESPN, and I said, dude, the Padres have done nothing to earn that right. Like, you might as well call the Diamondbacks Rockies or the Diamondbacks Padres the best rivalry in baseball. Padres-Dodgers has nothing on Giants-Dodgers.
Trust me, guys, let me tell you something. We have shut that down on our show, on our pre- and post-game show, so many times. And even us Dodger fans, when we have that poll, because we have, you have to have certain polls.
Right.
Dodger fans know it's Dodgers-Giants. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're the new kid on the block the last year or so doesn't make it a rivalry. This goes back to New York. You know what I'm saying? This goes back to the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Dodgers. Now L.A. Dodgers, San Francisco Giants. So rivalries are decades, not days. So trust me, here in L.A., we know it's Giants-Dodgers, and it'll always be Giants-Dodgers.
That's good to know. We know the same thing up here, so that everyone's simpatico on that without question. We did take Farhan Zaidi from you guys. Are you guys a little concerned that he knows the magic that you guys have used to keep those rosters as stacked as it's been, that maybe for an extended period now, Jerry, you're going to have a formidable opponent in the San Francisco Giants?
We knew as soon as he was hired by you guys that it was going to be tough. Now, I know Farhan, first of all, he's an incredible fantasy football
yeah, we heard he won 6 in a row, right? He won like 6.
Incredible. So, obviously, very bright. We knew he was going to be competitive. I thought you guys were really about a year away, but he's done such a good job. For all the analytics stuff that he uses, yes, he's an analytical guy. He gets baseball players, man. He understands you have to have baseball players. I have always loved the game of Donovan Solano. I never understood why He bounced around, and he didn't get that opportunity to play just about every day. Love his game. A guy like a Chris Bryant, when you put him in a good situation, he thrives. You know what I'm saying? I know the Cubs really struggled scoring runs in Chicago, but now you put him in a great environment. He has taken off. So I've always loved, and Alex Wood, by the way, I'm a huge fan of him. I've known him pretty well.
Right.
Just a high character guy. So he understands, yes, analytics needs to be used, but we need to get baseball people in the building that understand how to play the game of baseball. And so I knew he was going to thrive there. So this is no surprise that you guys are winning games.
Hey, Jerry, did you guys leave Max Muncy down there in L.A.? Because that guy does.
No.
That's the one guy who worries me. He's got 8 bobs against the Giants this year.
Yeah,
I know I've been a little doom and gloom. DeSclafani's given up a lot of runs to the Dodgers. Guys are batting .341 against DeSclafani. And Max Muncy is just hitting everything that Giants pitchers have to offer.
Hey, Max Muncy is Scott Hairston, this generation Scott Hairston. I know my brother Scott used to hit a lot of home runs against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But Max Muncy is something about that Bay. Maybe he's taking it out on you guys when he was let go by Oakland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he has been lights out. He's a tremendous player. He just hit his 30th home run of the season. He's been our key contributor in the offense. Just an incredible player. I just love that he loves to face our rival Giants and does as well. So I expect him to have a big series.
And he's got, and this is Giants fans going to crucify me for this, but he's got one of the best quotes of all time. You don't like it, keep me out of the ocean.
Yeah, that was gangsta. That was pretty gangsta.
That was gangsta. There's no question about that.
Jerry, where are you playing at today, Playboy?
I'm playing Silverleaf. You guys remember Eric Kinski?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm playing with Eric Kinski, so I gotta get ready to tee off.
What are you playing off the whites? Playing off the whites?
Oh, brother. We play off the tips, man.
Jerry Hairston Jr., everybody.
Nice.
Hey, we'll talk to you next week when the Dodgers are looking up at the Giants in the standings, all right?
All right. Keep believing that, brother. We're going to enjoy it.
We'll see you, buddy.
Jerry Hairston Jr. here on the roast, man. A great guest. Good fun there. And Coles, man. Coles bringing the heat. I like that, Coles.
I know.
I didn't know you had that in you.
I'm getting a little sassy, wasn't I?
I'm not mad at that. You go from blankies to Jimmy Jims to walking around with short ropes to just coming at Jerry Hairston hard.
What was that all? Where did that come from? Where did that anger come from for the Doyers?
Dude, I like that.
That was some solid material I was spitting at him, though.
Hey, I like this, too, because Ernesto in Oakland is a Dodger fan. I think he's going to get under your skin here, Coles.
Not going to happen.
We got Dodger fan calling. Giants fans, what's up with this? Ernesto, get him on the roast here. I want to hear from Dodger fan. What's up, Ernesto? Where you at? What's up, Ernesto? Good morning.
How you guys doing?
What's up, baby? We're good.
I'm just hearing that you guys are talking about, the Dodgers are scared. No, we're not scared, man. Bring it on. We're ready.
That's all you got? That's all you got? We ready?
Oh, yeah.
You ready with your Mickey Mouse ring?
The Giants were scared. They didn't have to pull the trigger for Chris Bryant at the last minute at the deadline to keep up with the Dodgers.
Whoa.
Bringing it.
Well, you guys traded for Scherzer and Trey Turner. You needed 2 of the top 15 players in baseball to keep up with the Giants. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the Giants have to keep up with the Dodgers. That's why they got Chris Bryant at the last minute before the deadline. It was close.
That's all you got.
Wait. You went out and got Trey Turner and Max Scherzer. You sold your
we did get Trey Turner.
soul.
We did get Trey Turner. Yes, we did get Trey Turner and Scherzer.
You were so worried about the Giants and trying to catch them, you had to go pluck from the Nationals and go overpay and go outspin the San Diego Padres for those two.
You gave up your best prospects.
We're ready. We're not
done,
scared, man. We ain't scared.
And all of a sudden, Scherzer's got a little hamstring issue.
The hammy.
Now you got to be second guessing yourself.
The hammy.
The Giants aren't scared now because they're back in second place and they're in the wild card.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what. Hey, call on Monday because I'll be here in the mornings because that's the kind of guy I am. 10th straight day working. But when it's a 3-game lead for the Gigantes, my friend, you can come in here and you know what? You can come in here and take a knee. You can come in here and bend the knee.
Wow.
To me on Monday.
I'm looking at ESPN right now, and their headline, Trey Area, who gives the Niners the best chance to win the Super Bowl. I wonder how that conversation's going. Let's go to Marco in San Francisco.
Some real original content they got going on there.
I know, right?
It's funny because the other show has who should start in Chicago. Should it be Andy Dalton or should it be Justin Fields? And then they just the shows flip-flop. They just have the same script, and they flip-flop.
And then it's going to be, are the Cowboys going to be good this season?
Yep. Yep.
Every single year. Is this the year? No, it hasn't been a year since 1995 because Jerry Jones is running the team, and Jerry Jones has no clue what he's doing. Mike McCarthy is your head coach.
That was a bad move.
That was a terrible move. Terrible move. Marco in the city.
But I like Jerry Jones.
Marco in the city. What's up?
Yeah, let's set Ernesto straight, man. Just like a typical Dodger fan. Uninformed, ill-advised, spouting at the mouth, all emotion but no substance. Look, man, it's going to be a great series, but when you come back with, we're ready, that just shows you where they're at, right? I mean, they were scrambling to get, like you said, 2 of the top 15 in the league just to keep pace. Is this going to be a series full of emotion? Absolutely, and it should be, but we're going to get it. We're going to, take 2 to 3, if not sweep them, and move on. Ernesto needs to go back to L.A., bro.
Strong. That's strong.
I like it.
That's strong.
That's good work right there.
Ernesto came in weak. Dodger fans, that's how you're coming in?
No.
That's how you're coming in, Dodger fan?
Ernesto came in Dodger fan. That's like, what's that joke? Is it Chappelle? That Tiger didn't go crazy. That Tiger went Tiger?
Tiger went Tiger?
Yeah. Ernesto went Dodger fan. He brings the weak sauce.
Weak sauce.
They got nothing down there. Nothing.
That was a weak call. That was weak.
Is
that how the weekend's going to go for Dodger fans?
I didn't want to go here with Jerry, but one of our texters points out, how'd that Bauer acquisition go? I didn't want to bring. You know what? I wouldn't go there with Jerry.
No,
okay, that didn't work out.
Yeah,
that didn't work out. I'm not going to put him. I'm not going to put him in that one. I'll tease him about his ring size, all that stuff about a Asterisk World Series. I'll tease him about that. Which, by the way, 415, your COVID champs equal Dodgers equal Lakers. I agree with you. If you want to take championships that are kind of questionable, LA. You know what, LA, you win it.
You got the Mickey Mouse ring in Orlando. You got the Disney World Special, the Disney World Invitational, and you got the Dodgers Championship where they only played against the AL West and NL West, and then they played in Arlington, Texas. And they played all their series at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas.
Thank you, 510. It's a Chris Rock, not a Chappelle. It's a Chris Rock joke. Yeah, that Tiger went Tiger.
Is it the Dodgers or the Lakers who's more hated among Bay Area fans in the fan base?
That's a great question.
I mean, it's got to be between those two, right? Unless you could put any others on the list that could contend. But if you try to make a top 5, well, there's no one that's competing with those top 2 where you'd put the Lakers and the Dodgers in that conversation.
That's a great question. Who's more hated, Laker or Dodger fans? Gosh, I guess that's tough. Laker fans are annoying. I may lean Laker fan. Because there's a lot of Laker fans in the Bay Area. Because when the Warriors were down, the Kings were down.
Way too damn many Laker fans in Northern California.
Exactly.
I see them all the time in Sacramento.
They took over the California Classic Summer League.
That's disgusting.
I mean,
that's disgusting.
I mean, come on. I lean Laker fans. Laker fans are, I can't stand a Laker fan.
You know what? I agree with you because even Ernesto, I mean, as misguided as he is, that was just weak sauce.
It's just weak.
Laker fan, yeah, okay, I get it. It's like when a fly's, I'm outside at the barbecue and there's a fly, you just wave it away. It's okay, I'll get over that. But Laker fan's like a bee that just won't go away, and it keeps hovering around you, and it keeps flapping its yappers, and I'm sick of it. And you know what? Here's the other thing I hate about Laker fan. No fan has more fake gear than Laker fan. What, you guys couldn't roll up into the NBA team store? You had to pull up on the corner outside of Staples Center and get the guys selling it?
Yeah, they got the Mission Street specials.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what they've got. They're kind of purple and yellow, and they're kind of, hey, I get it. You know who Magic Johnson was. I get it. If I turned that 32 into 33, you wouldn't even know who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was.
No, Laker fans, you're right. You're spot on with that, Coles. And you know what? I'll say this. Laker fan, they could be 30-52. They could be 30-52. They could be 25-57, and they don't shut their yappers up, Coles. They don't stop talking. Dodger fan just reappeared last week. Oh, we're only 2 games behind the Giants. Let's start talking now. Like Jason Jones, our buddy from The Athletic. Yeah. Jason Jones been covering the Kings for forever. He's never sniffed the playoffs as a beat writer. All of a sudden, he starts tweeting me, Dodgers are here. I haven't heard from you all summer.
Exactly.
I haven't heard from you all summer.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you're here?
Totally.
So Dodger fans are just like, they come around every now and then, whatever. Laker fans don't go away. You're right about that. 888-957-9570. Again, our program director, Matt Nahigan, said, we need to fire you guys up for Giants-Dodgers. Let me tell you, it's not our job to fire you up. But if you're not fired up, take a cue from my guy, Butcher.
Let's go! We got 3 against these damn bums. I'm down here in Southern California. I'm repping my squad. About to take these fools out. Let's go. It's a Bennett race right now. Let's go!
That guy's fired up, and he's on vacation.
That guy's on something. That guy needs to have a 28-day stay somewhere. Even though he's as clean as anybody. He's the cleanest guy at the station, by the way.
He posted that video. He had to tag me in it. He tags me in the video, so I'm getting all these notifications. He tags me on the gram, on Twitter. Then he calls me. He's calling me about next week. I'm like, Butch, go tend to Michelle.
Yeah, exactly.
Get some massages. Go walk the dogs. Go enjoy San Diego. Go enjoy La Jolla. Enjoy the beach.
Maybe Michelle had enough. Maybe Michelle said, you know what, Butch? I need some time. I need some me time. So you go whisper shout at your friends and make a bunch of crazy videos because I need me some me time.
Oh, man. Langford, what's up with our guy?
Play it one more time because it sounds like he's in a crowded room and he just doesn't want to be yelling so as to get the crowd's attention.
I know what you mean. I totally get what you're saying.
That's why he's whisper yelling, but he's so pumped up. Like, play it again. It sounds like he's in a crowded room, even though he's outside on a balcony.
Let's go! We got 3 against these damn bums. I'm down here in Southern California. I'm repping my squad. About to take these fools out. Let's go! It's a Bennett race right now. Let's go!
I mean, he was by himself on the beach. And he's like whispering, but yet he's still yelling at the same time. Like simultaneously, he's yelling and whispering. That's a skill. That's a hell of a skill, Coles.
Come on, doggy.
Tell you, man, that's why the guy's top drawer. That's why the guy's jumping in the mornings with you. That guy's got that skizzle.
I mean, come on.
The sky
smile, people.
If he would have been here this week, the sky would have been falling.
Oh, absolutely. I'm in some ways, hey, I love working. But I love listening to you guys circle the drain. Like, there's nothing like listening to you guys after the Miami Dolphins beat up the 49ers. God. And I'm hiking.
You're in Yosemite.
I'm in Yosemite with my family trying to get the Odyssey app to work so I can hear you guys circle the drain.
That post-game show was one for the books.
An award winner is what it was. It was music to my ear. You know, I don't root for teams to lose, but I loved when the Niners would lose because you guys were shipping everyone out.
Was it Emmy-worthy, Coach?
No.
It wasn't quite Emmy-worthy.
No. Don't embarrass the Emmys by mentioning something like so sacred, Steven. But you guys are, when you're on one, when they're losing.
Oh man!
I may just tell Goo and Show because I know the block's going to be hot after a loss.
The block's going to be hot.
But I want you guys just to step in for a segment and just let it flow.
I actually joined them after that preseason game, Goo and Show, and it was like,
what is it with you two? It's like you guys are at training camp. And he's like, hey, I can't believe we're not on. And the next thing you know, you're walking to your car, and Butch is on the radio.
Butch is on the radio.
You know I'm on one.
And then look, I'm in the parking lot at Levi's.
Yeah.
Leaving the Chiefs game. And Evan Giddings, who was producing the show, he just said he's a Charger fan, because God bless his soul. He's like, yo, you guys want to pop on? So I call him on the Bluetooth from the Batmobile.
Dang.
And I'm on with The Block is Hot. The Block is Hot with Shamari and Guru. And it's the 3 of us knuckleheads pumping up Trey Lance.
That
deserved an award.
You talk about someone being soft. Look at me with my Bluetooth. Popping in with the Bluetooth.
Popping in with the Bluetooth. You connect, baby. You connect.
Soft with your IPA.
IPAs, baby. No blankets, though. I'm not rolling in with no blankies.
Oh, I got blankies.
No beanies, no blankies.
I got blankies.
Just a flat bill hat. Flat bill fitted.
Dude, you're making my weekend. Listen, if you go to the yard with a flat bill hat drinking your IPAs, I am not going to stand by my 3-game sweep. That is bringing bad juju to the yard. I need you to keep it clean. Keep it straight. Keep it 100. Okay? That ain't keeping it 100.
That ain't keeping it 100?
No.
The sticker's off the hat, too.
Oh, man, you got to leave the sticker on.
Sticker's off the
Give
hat.
it a little bend. Give the brim a little bend.
I can't do that, Coles.
Oh, damn.
I can't do that.
Giants fans, I can't tell you. You know what? I'm not going to stand by anything that happens this weekend. If he goes over there, just puts the bad juju all over 3rd and King.
You'll see the photo on Twitter.
I will. I'll be looking for
it. Edward in the city. We got another Dodger fan calling?
Oh, my God.
Come on.
What are we, Dodger Radio here?
888-957-9570. We're going to let the Dodger fan now take over the airways in the stadium tonight. Edward, what you got, man?
Hey, morning, guys. A great show, like always.
Thanks, buddy.
Putting a great charge in it for the weekend coming up for the 3-game series. Lifelong Dodger, Laker, Ram fan. Not like a lot of the ones you're talking about. I'm very objective. Been giving the Giants props all year long for being the best team in baseball. But, guys, let's face it, it's September, and we're going to get rolling this weekend.
That's all you got, Dodger fan?
I appreciate a little more love towards the LA fan base.
Hey,
but
Edward,
I know it's tough.
Edward, that's all you got? That's all you got?
That's it, man.
Come on. You act like it's just a walk in the park.
No, absolutely not. We're in September now, man. It's time to get excited. You guys are putting the charge in the show this morning.
Right. What's your all-time favorite?
Build it up, and I love it.
What's your all-time favorite Dodger Giant moment?
All-time favorite Dodger Giant moment. Oh, man. There's so many.
How could you not have been a Kings fan? By the way, to say that you weren't, to not mention the Kings, the LA Kings. I'm disappointed in your LA
maybe he's a Mighty Duck fan.
Saw the Kings back at the Fabulous Forum in the playoffs years back, but
with Rogie Vachon in net,
like a lot of West Coast guys, I'm just not a huge hockey fan, I guess.
Wow. Not even the Mighty Ducks, huh? The movie couldn't convert you, huh? Emilio Estevez doesn't do it for you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Down there.
Thank you, Edward.
Appreciate it.
Emilio Estevez doesn't do it for him, huh?
Love
415 on the text line. Our Emmy Awards, like my kids' soccer league participation trophies, you enter, you win.
Kind of, actually.
I mean, Vern entered 4 times and won 4 Emmys. Makes you think. Makes you wonder.
Exactly. Our guy Banya's got 17 of them. They're just they're like Pez.
Just giving them a
They're like Pez.
Like
they're just handing them out. Yeah, that's what they do. Unbelievable.
888-957-9570. What are your favorite Giant Dodger moments?
I don't know if people have them. I'm starting to lose faith.
Do you have one? Do you have one? You've been in the Bay. You've been out here in California for 25 years.
That's a good one. That's a good question.
Brian Johnson? That homer?
Oh, no. You know, you can't say Max Muncy sending it into the Bay as your favorite moment. That's going to get you kicked out of town.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I just think the anticipation. Here's what I think. I think it's the Clayton Kershaw has never owned the Giants. To me, it's every time Kershaw would pitch and the Giants would go up against Kershaw. That, to me, was big. Or a big moment was Bumgarner yelling at Puig.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
You know what I mean? That to me, is a big moment.
That was great.
So those are some of the moments that I remember.
What about Bochy getting Mattingly ejected from the game for entering the mound twice?
I'll give you that. It
wasn't bad.
That's big brain work right there.
That wasn't bad.
I know it's not hot game action. You know, it's not like anyone's like throwing a punch or anything like that. Well,
Eric Gagne, Barry Bonds epic battle.
Yeah.
Remember that?
We had some stuff. All right.
Remember that? That was a good moment.
I'm probably going to go the Mad Bum Puig era was probably it.
That was good.
Is Puig out of the game?
He's playing in Mexico. He started a brawl in Mexico a month ago.
That's awesome.
Started a brawl in Mexico. He was actually signed by the Braves last year, came up with COVID, so he was out.
What a shame.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought the Giants were going to be in on Puig.
Let me tell you, that guy is a behemoth. When he came into Major League Baseball,
oh my gosh,
he was a man amongst boys. He was a monster. But then they just couldn't control him, right?
Yeah, he's kind of wild.
Isn't there a story where Zach Greinke got in his grill? He's like, we're not going to take this crate. Didn't he grab his luggage and throw it off the bus or something like that?
Something crazy, man.
Yeah.
There's a few stories with
he just was a misstep from the rest of the guys
right.
is what he was.
Right.
That's too bad.
510, metal bleachers at Candlestick Park. Gatorade watch day. We all broke the bands off just to start the Cal Daniels in left field. That's a hell of a moment. Steve Finley walk-off grand slam. See, I remember all the bad moments.
Yeah, I know. See, that's
I
what
remember all the
stands
bad
with you.
moments.
That's what stands out to
sick.
you.
That's sick. That's a disease.
This
is why Butch and I, after Niner games, were probably not best suited for that show.
You know, that's a good call because growing up a Cub fan, all I have are bad memories, and I hone in on those because I've had so many years of bad. That's what you guys were until you won the 3.
Right, and I still remember '93.
Yeah.
I talk about 93 more than I talk about 10, 12, and 14.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? That's the one that got away.
I talk about 04. I talk about 02 with the Angels.
The one that got away. It's the girl you dated, and you know what? She got away.
I was, during the pandemic, I watched the 1990 NFC Championship game over when Matt Barr kicked the game with a field goal against the Niners. Why do I do that? Why do I do that to myself?
Oh, man. I was there. I was at that game.
Wow.
Yeah, I was at that game.
It's one of the best football games ever, huh?
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Unbelievable game. I was at that game.
Wow.
Crazy times.
And I always talk about it. I can't help. I don't talk about Steve Young throwing 6 touchdown passes against the Chargers. I talk about that game. I talk about Kyle Williams fumbling. Man. People, I need help. I need help. I need to see somebody.
You do.
You're right.
That is serious. That is an issue. When you win 3 championships and those are your memories. Now, I bet it's not that way with the Dubs.
No, it's not.
See, there's something about the Dubs. Like, they never broke my heart with a bad playoff run.
Right.
They were always under Don Nelson. They were the little train that could. Right. The Run TMC guys were exciting.
Yep, but it was short-lived.
Yep, and then when they'd knock off the Spurs in the first round of the playoffs, you thought you had something.
Right.
And then probably other than that, the biggest moment is the Baron Davis dunk over AK-47.
Right.
And then it's just trash other than that.
Yeah.
Right? It's just trash.
It is. It was a lot of trash for 14 years. A lot of trash.
So for some reason, I don't have the same memories of disappointment with the Warriors.
Right. But the disappointments with the Niners and Giants linger large in my life. I gotta get positive. Steve, help me out here. Steve in the city, help me out here. Help me out here. I got to stop being a Debbie Downer here. It's Giants-Dodgers tonight at Oracle Park. Bring me up, Steve. Lift me up, please.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, baby?
Hey, so I'm going to take y'all way back. We're talking about my favorite Giants-Dodgers moment, and it's when Juan Marichal is up at the plate and hits Johnny Roseboro over the head with a baseball.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Now that's a rivalry.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a rivalry.
That was great.
That's some dislike right there.
That was some dislike.
Dude.
That's what I want this weekend. I want some rivalry.
You want a head-cracking weekend is what you want.
You know what? I'm not mad at that. Eric Harrelson joined us earlier this season, and he talked about being in the Dodgers minor league system. And he said they were fighting in the minors. That's how big the rivalry was.
I love it.
They were fighting in the minors.
I love it.
Guys were swinging bats. They were throwing helmets. They were fighting, and they were taught early in high A. When you see the orange and black, it's on.
I like that.
And I love that. Has the rivalry gotten soft, or is it because the Giants haven't been good for the last 4 years?
Well, I think that's part of it. I think there's always, to me, there's some rivalries you throw the records out. And you talk about all sports. Like Bears-Packers, the Packers dominate the Bears, but it's a great rivalry. Each and every time you throw the records out. It's a big deal.
Right.
And Giants-Dodgers is that same way. It doesn't matter if they're both in first, if they're both in last, if one of them's great and one of them's bad. It's a series that is linked all the way to the beginnings of baseball back on the East Coast. That's how big this is. That's why MLB Network should be all over this stinking
series.
What
it's missing, though?
What?
You know what it's missing? And this is something that the Yankees or Red Sox have had, which has enhanced that rivalry, is they've met in the postseason.
Yeah.
They've met in championship series.
That's a good point.
They've met in the divisional round. Yankees, Red Sox have met in the playoffs. The Giants-Dodgers haven't met in the playoffs since both teams moved out west.
So in 62, that was the last time, Steven,
the one-game
playoff. And that's
the one-game playoff.
They had the one-game
playoff. Giants win the pennant. Giants win the pennant. That's it. That's all we had. We need a Giants-Dodgers postseason series. When they're right, that's what enhanced Niners Seahawks. When you lose to the Seahawks in the NFC Championship, that all of a sudden the rivalry's at its peak. Ravens Steelers. How many times they met in the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? They met in the playoffs a couple times. You need a playoff series between these two teams.
Well, let me tell you this. No matter how it plays out, Giants or Dodgers win the division, the other gets into the wild card. That if they win the wild card game,
they're meeting each other.
They're meeting each other. It's wild card versus best, right?
Yep.
It's 1 versus 4 and the other 2 in the middle. And so the Braves and the Brewers would be going at it. If it started today,
right.
The Braves and the Brewers would go at it. And then the Dodgers or the Giants would have the best record in the National League, and they would take on the winner of the wild card game. So you could get your wish this year, no matter how it plays out. And quite frankly, with that as my backdrop, I might not care how it plays out. I'd rather have the division one and not have to play the play-in game.
Right.
But, man, you give me that wild card win and give me Giants and Dodgers in the playoffs?
We got to have it in the postseason, Coles.
That's where it means something.
When you get, if we get that this season and we get a Giants-Dodgers postseason series.
You know what'll happen? You won't even pay attention because you'll have your Trey area shirt on, and you'll be saying, "Why isn't Kyle playing my guy? It's the 4th game of the year, and he's not even playing him yet because he can't play in the NFL yet."
I don't know why. You know Trey's playing.
Oh my God!
You know Trey's playing.
Trey Lance is dope.
Trey Lance is dope. Trey Lance is playing, baby. And look, we'll be Trey Lance by that time when the Giants Dodgers meet in the postseason. Trey Lance may have 2 starts under his belt. He may be starting Green Bay Sunday Night Football. I mean, he may have 2 starts under his belt by the time we get around to Giants Dodgers in the postseason.
Listen, he ain't gonna see the field.
Oh, come on, Cole.
Okay, he ain't gonna see the field.
Don't be that naive.
All right,
come on now. Don't forget this Monday, Labor Day. Coles and Lowe, they'll be on the show. They'll be hosting the morning roast.
Good Lord.
Football season is here, so we are live and local the entire day.
I'm in.
We will also be giving away a 4-pack of Disneyland tickets in between 7 and 8 a.m. Halloween time is back at Disneyland Resort. Happy hauntings are returning to both Disney California Adventure Park and Disneyland Park between now and October 31st. Don't miss the celebration, offering subject to capacity. Restrictions and change without notice. Get all the details at 957thegame.com. Let's go to Gene in Oakland. He's got a moment between the Giants and Dodgers.
Let's hear it.
Gene, what's happening?
Hey, guys. So, before the Giants won all these championships, you heard a lot about the 1982 game, last game of the season between the Giants and the Dodgers, when Joe Morgan hit that home run to win the game and knock the Dodgers out of the playoffs. It was just kind of a big deal then, anyway. Anyway, that's one of my highlights for sure.
Joe Morgan, 82. Dodgers the previous night and knocked the Giants out the playoffs. Joe Morgan knocks the Dodgers out the playoffs the next day, and the Braves win the division, Gene.
Yep. I remember it. Anyways, it's the question about the who do I hate more, the Dodgers or the Lakers? I think the Lakers for sure. Okay, and for me, it goes all the way back when I was grew up a Celtics fan as a kid, and we used to beat Jerry West Lakers 2 or 3 times there, and so and now with the King on the team, and like you say, Cole's winning that phony ring last year, I hate them more than ever. So, anyways,
good call, Gene.
I hear you, baby.
Fake ring, Mickey Mouse ring. Speaking of which, we're giving out the Disneyland tickets, and the Lakers got a Disneyland ring.
They should have given them a third of the size ring. That would have been fair. They played a third of the season, give them a third of the size ring.
It's a joke. Absolute joke. Giants Dodgers tonight, 6:45. This is what Cole said. He actually had a good take. He had his best take of the week.
Did you hear the way he delivered that? It's like Friday. You should hear Cole. Actually, he had a good
take.
Huh.
Had a good take.
It took him all week.
To Bonte's defense, it is pretty rare when that actually happens.
Wow.
Man.
Wait a minute. Phil Simms and Booger McFarland agreed with me. Huh?
Baldy. Well, Phil Simms contradicted himself in the same interview.
Who called Logan Webb 7 innings early offense to get a win yesterday? Did we play that back? Yes. Be the rated R team. Be the one that I'm a little bit afraid of. When you walk out on the field today, be the rated R team and be aggressive and go for it. And Logan Webb, do your job, which means get me to the 7th so I don't have to tire out my pen because I know I need them with the Doyers coming in.
I'm totally expecting, with the way this week has gone and working with you, Uncle Coles, I'm totally expected to wake up tomorrow morning with the Giants, a game back of the Dodgers.
And there you have it in a nutshell. One guy gets it. One guy's a fraud. You were saying about my good take?
It was all right. It was Captain Obvious-ish, obvious-ish, if that's a word. Logan Webb, yeah, you got to go get 7 for us. Yeah, duh. You got to get 7 for us. We need you to get 7. Gosman's only going 5. Quayle's going 3. You're bullpenning on Monday. Yes, Webb, we need 7.
Wait until Jose Quintana gets a start.
Oh, gosh. Oh gosh.
You just wait.
Oh gosh.
I'm telling you. I got this thing all mapped out now.
Look, would you say the same thing about last year's championship if the Warriors had won? Yeah, it would have a little asterisk next to it. Warrior fans would,
we'd have had the same parade. Even in COVID, we'd have had a parade.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
I don't want an Emmy. They'd have had a parade.
It would have been at Lake Merritt, a million deep.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it wouldn't have been a super spreader event. We'd have never called it that.
Would have been a million deep.
How smart these people were to stay socially distanced, and we did things outside. And, we'd have changed our science at that point.
Oh, man. 707, did you see Butcher Boy's Instagram post last night? He was fired up about the Giants. He's going off the rails Tuesday after the series. Well, we have the sound from that. Butcher Boy getting you fired up for Giants and Dodgers.
Let's go! We got 3 against these damn bums. I'm down here in Southern California. I'm repping my squad. About to take these fools out. Let's go! It's a Bennett race right now. Let's go!
Who's feeling like Butcher this morning? 888-957-9570. Who's feeling like Butcher right now? Are you at work whispering and screaming simultaneously?
You know what? We need to have callers call in and try and do their best Joe Shasky pump-up video impression for the Giants-Dodgers series this weekend.
Wow.
Eventually, we're gonna have Matt Vasgersian on, if I'm not mistaken, correct? We're having Matt Vasgersian.
Right now.
We're having Matt Vasgersian on at 8:50. But after that, we need to have a competition to close out this Friday to see who could do their best Joe the Butcher Boy Shasky impression.
Let's go! We got 3 against these damn bums. I'm down here in Southern California. I'm repping my squad. About to take these fools out. Let's go! It's a Bennett race right now. Let's go!
You like that passion, Coles?
Love that passion. Are you kidding me? I'm down with that. I bring it every day. Every fan should be Joe Shasky.
He's got a passion. It's a lot of passion.
Every fan should be Joe Shasky.
Matt Vasgersian. I wonder if he'll like that. He'll join us coming up. He'll be calling the game Sunday night for ESPN. He's also the voice of the Angels. So we'll go around the league as well as hone in on Giants-Dodgers right here on 95.7 The Game.
Steph Curry! He needs to be winning now!
September 14th is the deadline to protect our communities by voting no on the Republican recall of Governor Newsom. The choice is clear.
3 against these damn bums. I'm down here in Southern California. I'm repping my squad. About to take these fools out. Let's go. It's a Bennett race right now. Let's go.
It's Joe Shasky, the Butcher. Coles, your thoughts?
I don't know if I should get hyped or if I should call the authorities with that guy. I get it. He is a super fan, right? That doesn't mean he doesn't rip his team when they do poorly, but he is a super fan. And I do think you're going to get that spirit at the ballpark starting tonight, and I think you're going to get it throughout the weekend. You know what you're also going to get? Hey, listen, Dodgers are good. You're going to get some times when the Dodgers are going to have the lead, and it's going to get kind of intense in there. It's going to get a little bit stressful in there, and the people are going to be white-knuckling it. But I think you're going to get an unbelievable sense for what a playoff atmosphere can be, and we haven't had that in a long time here in the Bay Area.
We need
so
it.
let's see if it comes back starting tonight and throughout the entire weekend.
All right, don't forget to download the Odyssey app. Discover hundreds of new exclusive music stations available right now for sports and music fans by sports and music fans. Check out Troy Hughes' Stadium Anthems. Get amped for the big game with the best tracks from rock and more to do Odyssey exclusive stations on the Odyssey app. Brought to you in part by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar. And download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game to get breaking news, updates, as well as links to the top interviews and best moments on the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Look, Matt Vasgersian is on the line right now here on the Earls with Coles and Bonte on 95.7 The Game, and he'll be at the Yard Sunday when the Giants and Dodgers take over Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. He's also the voice of the Angels, so he's seen firsthand what Shohei Ohtani's been doing down there and what the Angels have done down there in the AL West. But Matt, let's talk about Giants-Dodgers. First of all, good morning. Good to be on with you. Giants-Dodgers. It just feels right that it's coming down to September between these two clubs.
Yeah. Good morning, guys. Good to be with you, too. It feels right. It's great for baseball. It's certainly great for California baseball. But who saw this coming? I mean, let's be honest, right? It's a great story, and the Giants are for real. But, on opening day, I think Fangraphs gave them a 5.7% chance to play in the postseason this year.
Wow.
They just weren't expected to be this good, and that's part of what makes it such a great story. There's no smoke and mirrors here. They're not tricking anybody. They're a good team. And there's going to be a lot that we'll talk about on Sunday night, as people have talked about nationally, about how the home runs have kind of surprised people. The only team in baseball with, I believe it's 7 or more guys that have hit 10 or more homers and leading the league in homers, and nobody saw that power coming, certainly not in that ballpark. But I think the changes they made prior to last year kind of snuck up on us, because in the shortened season last year, we did kind of write things off as being fluky. It was a 60-game stretch. And this year, now that everybody's performing over the long haul, you're looking back at maybe what they did prior to 2020 and thinking, there were some important things that they did there. Bringing the fences in, although they were moderate adjustments, they've worked. Moving the bullpens out off the field of play. Like, a lot of that stuff has made it, I think, without argument, a more hitter-friendly place. And then not to mention, you've just got veteran guys who are having big years, and younger guys like Lamont Wade who've outperformed expectations. They're just a good team, man, and it is going to be a great series. I wish we knew who the Giants were going to pitch on Sunday. I might be able to prepare properly, God forbid. But that's baseball in 2021. That's a lot of teams right now.
There was a thought they might bullpen it at some point this weekend, so you never know, Matt. To be fair to Farhan Zaidi, and maybe you'll get a chance to talk to him before the game on Sunday, you should ask him about what his expectations were versus what maybe our general expectations were. You're right about the fan graphs and what our general expectations might have been, and I think their win total was 73.5 for the season. But I think his vision was different, including using the 60-game sample size. He believes they were in it till the final day of the season, and if they would have made the playoffs, that maybe we wouldn't look at this season as that big of a surprise. Is he maybe, I don't know if it's tricking the game up the right way, but does he have a certain formula that maybe he can compete? It's a beer budget right now, but once he gets to spend on his champagne tastes, this could be the start of a number of good years for his team.
Yeah, and you know what? That champagne's going to flow next year. I mean, they have $30 million of payroll commitments for next year. 30.
Wow.
So compare that with where the Dodgers are now at, I think, 279. and they're going to be able to have their absolute pick of the free agent market. Whatever they want, they're going to be able to go and buy, whether that's Scherzer or maybe Seager or Story, moving them to a different. Who knows? I don't think there's a place for those players, but I mean, they're going to be able to write some crazy checks in the off season, and I think they're going to. That Farhan probably thought they were going to be better than we thought they were going to be. He's good. I mean, what teams like this year's Giants have in common, and I'll go back to say, I don't know, maybe like the 2008 Rays, and that's a team that shouldn't have snuck up on us, but they somehow did. It starts with really shrewd front office executives, and Andrew Friedman was the guy running the Rays back then. He runs the Dodgers now, not coincidentally, and Andrew has benefited from the same thing that Farhan will next year, and that's when you take an already smart group of baseball ops people and then give them this infusion of cash, almost like venture cap guys who are really good at their jobs when they don't have money. Then you give them money and look out. I mean, it's the Giants are going to be sustainably good for a long, long time.
Matt Vasgersian here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game with Jim Colzamore and Bonte Hill. And look, you discussed how you don't know who's going to pitch on Sunday. We don't know who's going to pitch tomorrow. We know tonight Anthony DeSclafani, but we also know about Logan Webb. I just want you to touch on Logan Webb because he's been the best pitcher in baseball. Probably nobody knows about. The guy has 14 consecutive starts in which he's given up 2 or fewer runs. In a gotta-have-it game yesterday against the Brewers, he goes 7 and strikes out 10. Logan Webb has come out of nowhere to become one of the best pitchers in the National League.
He's a guy, and not unlike DeSclafani, guys that we know the back of the baseball card for those guys. What we don't know are the additional layers, probably metrically, that guys like Farhan were able to identify and say, hey, there's something here. The results haven't been there, but there's something about these other numbers that lead us to believe that there could be something here. And that's what every team tries to do in the off season. And I'll just use, I know you talked about my work with the Angels, Vontae. I'll use the Angels for a sec on this one. So they, tried to find lightning in a bottle the same way the Giants did with DeSclafani and Webb in signing Jose Quintana and Alex Cobb. And it didn't work out the same way. Cobb's been good, but he's been hurt. Quintana is now a Giant, so that didn't really work out for the Angels. There's always guys on the market like that who are, you're not talking about real long in the tooth guys, but guys that have been around a little bit that don't have great results. And if you can figure out as a front office that there's still something there, even though they've been cuffed around a little bit, maybe you're onto something. Everybody's looking to buy low. It's a stock market equation. The stock hasn't performed, but we think it's still going to be really good. And Webb is certainly one of those guys.
My bad. Matt Vasgersian joining us here on 95.7 The Game.
Flag on calls.
I know, exactly. Hey, the Chris Bryant acquisition by Farhan Zaidi at the trade deadline, what does that do for Gabe Kapler and the way he can construct his lineup? And as multi-positional as Chris Bryant can play, just how useful can he be for this team?
Yeah, that was a guy that 15 other contending teams could have benefited from. And I didn't have the Giants handicapped as the favorites in the Bryant sweepstakes. I thought that there would be other places that he might land, if only because, and I can't recall, you guys probably remember better than I do, I don't remember if Longoria was on the IL at that time or not.
Oh, he was, at the deadline. Yeah, he was out for about 2 months, and he was definitely out then.
He was. So I was thinking, if they're in the Bryant sweepstakes, maybe they know something about Longoria that we don't. In other words, he's not coming back. Well, that was wrong, too. I didn't know that there was a place for Bryant, but there doesn't have to be a place for a guy like that. And Joe Madden used to get a lot of grief for packing a whole satchel full of gloves for Bryant every day. And a lot of people used to criticize and say, look, he's an MVP, he's a Rookie of the Year, he's a World Series champ, play him at third base and stop this rotation. He's made himself a better player and a more valuable player by developing those skills. And in Chicago this year, before the trade, he had more starts in the outfield than he did at third. And the Giants have benefited from that. They can do anything with him. He can hit anywhere in the lineup. He can play anywhere on the field. Who wouldn't want a piece like that? And I think a lot of other teams are kicking themselves thinking there were great deadline acquisitions. It's hard to argue Marte going to Oakland wasn't one of the best. Or, Trey Turner and Max Scherzer in the same trade going to the Dodgers, that was ridiculous. What an excess of riches. But the Bryant one is right there as being, every bit as good and impactful as the two I just mentioned.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I worry about those Angels being in on the Chris Bryant sweepstakes in the offseason, because who wouldn't want to bat in front of Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani? Matt, what has it been like to cover Ohtani season, not only at the dish, but on the mound? One of the best seasons we've ever seen when you think about it, man. The guy's DH and the guy's pitching. He's doing it all.
Yeah, we're running out of superlatives and talking about Shohei. Right now he's in a little bit of a strikeout rut. He's been guessing a little bit, and he's punching out a little bit. But, gosh, 42 homers, 8 wins, really low ERA. You could potentially be talking about him being in play for the Cy Young had it not been for 2 wonky starts and an innings threshold that won't qualify him for the ERA title. And by the way, he's stolen almost 20 bags. Like, the guy is, including stealing home plate the other day.
Yeah, that's
he's
right.
He's a unicorn. Yep. He's a freak. And I'll go farther in saying that it's not just his performance. Like, as a guy, to be as talented and as good as he is and an international star, and he makes more money in endorsements internationally than he does with his salary with the Angels, by the way.
Yeah.
He is about as low-key and relatable and chill a super-duper star as you're ever going to want to meet. I mean, the way he competes, I remember a game in May, Austin Meadows hit a line drive up the box. He was pitching, and he just flagged his glove down, and it popped into the air. And then he caught it with his bare hand, like lucky hot shot that he made a catch on. He apologized to him, like he went over to him and apologized to him, like he just hit him in the face. I mean, he competes at such a different level. He's a gentleman. He is. He's a good teammate. This guy is what you want, man. I have a 7-year-old son, and I always preach caution to my wife, like, let's not lionize athletes for him, because sometimes they'll disappoint you. I know as a kid, it happened to me many times. Mm-hmm. Here's a guy, it's okay if he has a Shohei Ohtani poster up in his room. I'm good with this guy because he is that special.
Hey, and before we let you go, I know the spotlight's on this weekend with Dodgers and Giants, but how cool was it for you to do an A's game that mattered against the Yankees? I know you're rooting. Listen, you don't root when you're calling a game, but you've got some green and gold running through your veins. And how cool was that to do that Yankee A's game last weekend?
Yeah, it was cool, Jim. It was. It was cool. I grew up here. I grew up in the East Bay, and the A's were my thing as a kid. Like, I was a fanatic. We're talking 30-plus games a year, even when they were bad. So to do a game was great. To do a Yankee game was great. In fact, that the A's won was special. I'm always super paranoid on the occasion that I get to do an A's game. And we had a playoff game. I did a playoff game in the Tigers series, I think in 2012, 13 back then, when it was one of those years where they couldn't get past Scherzer and Verlander. And I was so paranoid that I was going to come off as an A's guy with too much institutional knowledge being spewed that I went the other way too hard. And the online critics, and, there are a few of them.
Yeah. Maybe one or two.
I was crushed on Twitter for being a Tigers homer. If you can believe that. So.
I could see how that could happen, though. You're like, man, I can see how that happens. But last week, A's still in the race. They've got a tough September here. They're in Toronto. A lot of good races here around baseball. And a very fun, overall, before we let you go, Matt, I think baseball this season has just been special. It's been a really fun year. The Ohtani story. You got Vlad Guerrero Jr. The Giants are back. The Brew Crew have nothing but flamethrowers in the starting rotation and bullpen. The Braves are hanging on despite losing Acuna Jr. It's been a very good year of baseball.
Yeah, it really has, man. That is a well said 20 seconds on all the things that have gone right. I still, as a glass half empty guy, I still wish they had found a way to keep that expanded playoff format in place this year, because the one-game wild cards are great, but those wild card series last year were awesome. And I do think that's going to come back. I think the next collective bargaining agreement, and it's going to be a long winter in that regard, but I think that's something that they're going to land on. But, man, you're right. The races have been awesome. The postseason awards are all pretty close with the exception of AL MVP. It's been an awesome bounce-back year for baseball.
Yeah, have fun this weekend, man. Giants and Dodgers. Oracle's going to be rocking. They're both tied for first place in the National League West. Unfortunately, it's the last 3 times these two teams will face, but you know they're going to make them count. Both teams, look, they're 8-8. The season series has been split, Matt. Runs scored, runs allowed, 68 all. I mean, it's been unbelievable this season between these two clubs. So have a good call Sunday with A-Rod, Sunday Night Baseball, ESPN. We'll be listening. Thanks for the time today.
You got it. Good talking to you guys.
See you, Matty.
Absolutely. Matt Vasgersian here on 95.7 The Game. You are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco and Odyssey Station. And as always, our roasters on Twitch. What up, Twitch? It's brought to you by Xfinity. Roasters also on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube on 95.7 The Game. We're almost at 2,000. Almost at 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, so keep that going there. Matt Vasgersian talking about Shohei. I forgot he's still home the other day. And, this is where I worry about Chris Bryant. This is why the Giants, I think, need to win the division. They have to show Chris Bryant, look, we have longevity. We have staying power. Because how tempting would it be to go play with a guy like Shohei and Mike Trout and Anthony Rendon down in beautiful Southern California?
Boy, that's a good call right there. Think about that. And that's even closer to his home in Vegas.
Yeah, and he played college ball in San Diego.
That's an excellent point as well. You know what? You're right, because he played on a Cubs team. He was part of that group of Cub guys who made their way through the system, came up to the bigs, instantly were successful, and then he started to see the success wane to the point where they were losing play-in games, losing play-in games at home. And so he knows what it's like to climb to the top of the Big Rock Candy Mountain, but he also knows the fruit doesn't taste as good even when you play a 163rd game. All right? The 163rd game, you know what? It's a waste of your time. It makes you feel like the 162 before it were a waste of your time. That's the big issue right there. And so I think the Giants do. I think you make a great point when you say the Giants want to show him they are a sustainable team that's here for real. They're not a team that just kind of jumped into it this year.
Right.
We're happy to get into the play-in game. Gosh darn it, we lost in the play-in game. It was a good enough season for us. I agree with you. Play for the division and show a guy who you want to sign. And Vasgersian said they're going to have money to spend.
Yep.
That's one of the guys you want to spend it on.
Money anything down at 3rd and King. Langford, what you got there?
Yeah, we got a surprise caller on the line. He's been just calling in all morning, and we just said the first 3 hours, all right, we're not going to let you through. We're not going to let you through. We're busy here. We're busy. But then, you know what? We'll bring him on now since we got a little time here up until the break. Let's get to the mystery caller.
All right, let's go. Who's
Play for the division. Play for the division. I'm trying to win a World Series. We're playing the Bulls. Are you kidding me? Giants, Dodgers, inject this into my veins. I'm walking out of the Torrey Pines golf shop, FaceTiming my dad to see what kind of hat he wants, and he says, all morning, the boy's been ripping you. Kosimor, Bonte, supposed to be my brother, ripping me. I don't want to play for the division. I'm trying to play for a World Series flag, for Christ's sake.
World Series? Are you kidding me? If we'd have talked in April, you'd have been happy to be 5 games out in September. You'd have signed up for that then. Now you're up on the bandwagon. You whisper yelling at Bonte, sending him notes on Insta.
Let me tell you this. Yesterday, it was great. I did a little social media blackout. All right, boys? I did a social media blackout, and it lasted until the home run from Estrada after the big-time hit from Darren Ruff, and my mind was ready to explode. Finally could watch the damn game because of these archaic MLB blackout rules that they got going on. I had my Xfinity pad. Yes, Jim Kosimor. I had my iPad. I was screen. You can't watch baseball. I must have paid for the same MLB app 75 times in the last 10 years, and then I cancel after the end of the month. But neither here nor there. I'm watching the game on YouTube yesterday, and I said, I'm losing my mind. This is such a huge win. Giants, Dodgers, yes, of course, Kosimor. Sign me up for Giants, Dodgers at the beginning of the year if you would have told me, hey, you're going to be neck and neck with them bums, and you're going to have a 3-game stand at Oracle in the home park, the 3-time champions against the little Mickey Mouse champions. Sign me up all day. Let me tell you this. If you're going to come for the king, you best not miss, because I'm coming for their head.
Shasky, the social media blackout lasted 24 hours. All right? I've been seeing you liking on Twitter. Take care of Michelle. It's okay. It's okay to have a little vacation. I get you fired up, man. I get you fired up. Why are you calling us? Go out there and shoot some golf balls, man.
Let me tell you something, boys. here is the reality of where we're at. This is Giants-Dodgers mid-September playing for the division for a chance to go take on the Brewers in the NLCS. Like, let's go. How can you not be fired up about this? And that kid, Logan Webb. I mean, are you kidding me? I got banned from the hotel room, Bonte. That's why I went Instagram Live last night. She kicked me out. She wanted to take a nap. I got banned from the hotel room, so I went on a walk, had my new Quicksilver slides on, and I was walking around, bruised my foot up real bad walking, because I was so fired up. Logan Webb, the best pitching prospect to come out of the Giants farm since Madison Bumgarner. 4-pitch repertoire. The kid is painting the black. He is out there showing all the moxie in the world. I cannot believe what I've seen from this young man. And here's the thing. Those Brewer games, one pitch every game decided each one of those matchups. All 7, 8 times that they faced each other. Sign me up for Giants-Dodgers in round 1, Brewers-Giants in the NLCS of the playoffs. Oh, my God. Is the Bay Area fired up for this? Because I'm down here behind enemy lines in Southern California, and I'm telling you right now, I am rocking my gear, running into Giants fans everywhere. Go Giants! Everybody's fist-pounding. It's unbelievable, the vibes down here.
All right, well, let me just center you a little bit right now, okay? Whisper Screamer. This is a little diatribe your brother from another had with me, Jim Cosimo, who set everyone straight. Just listen to what your boy was smacking with his gums.
Be the rated R team. Be the one that I'm a little bit afraid of. When you walk out on the field today, be the rated R team and be aggressive and go for it. And Logan Webb, do your job, which means get me to the 7th so I don't have to tire out my pen because I know I need them with the Doyers coming in.
I'm totally expecting, with the way this week has gone and working with you, Uncle Coles, I'm totally expected to wake up tomorrow morning with the Giants a game back of the Dodgers.
My guy didn't have faith in his team, Butch.
Oh, my God.
I know.
I mean, but you know what? I expect that from him. This is the guy who has his own signature flip-flops because he's been flipped and back and forth from side to side, oscillating like a boat here in Del Mar in the ocean. Let me tell you something, Bronte. Not only did that team come out with a huge-time win yesterday, Logan Webb shoved it right in your face. How does that taste, my man? And let me tell you something, Jim Cosimo, I don't know what the hell you've been saying this week with me off the air. My God, you got people fired up. I'm going to start calling you Betty Crocker because you're all in the mix. Stirring the pot, and I couldn't like it. And I'm going to tell you something. With week 1 of the NFL season starting up next week, this guy, Kyle Shanahan, I mean, Jesus, how about back-to-back winning seasons before you start playing the yo-yo QB game? Who does this guy think he is? Like, for real, let's take a step back. For real, you really think that you can run 2 quarterbacks out?
No.
Couldn't even win with 1 quarterback, not named Jimmy Garoppolo. And now you're going to win with 2? I mean, who does this guy think he is? But that was not the first most pressing thing. Is Giants-Dodgers. Giants-Dodgers!
Dude, you got to keep it on the rails, baby.
Yeah.
We got hours before that first pitch, man. We got like 10 hours.
We got 10
9
hours,
hours before
Shasky.
the first pitch, baby.
Hey, Bronte, I'm bringing you up some beautiful, brand-new Quicksilver flip-flop slides because of all of that flip-flopping. Who's your quarterback this week, buddy? Is it Trey or Jimmy, or is it both?
Hey, well, you've already flip-flopped to Jimmy Garoppolo after slurping Trey Lance with me down at training camp. And you also told me when you called me yesterday, man, I told you this team was running out of gas. I knew it was going to happen. And all of a sudden, a nice little win, and we get Joe Shasky on steroids. Love you, buddy. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Hey,
I love you both. And you know what? Tonight, throw one high tight. I don't condone violence. But I'm okay for a little bench clearing.
Buzz the tower. Just buzz the tower once. Hey, Butch, we got to go to break. The reason is we got the new Bonte windshield wipers because they just keep going back and forth. So he's got his own autographed issue of windshield wipers that he's got to do a live read for.
That's it. Nuts. He's nuts. We'll see him on Tuesday.
Love you, brother.
Love you, Shasky. Marquis Bondans next here on The Roast.
September 14th is the deadline to protect our communities by voting no on the Republican recall of Governor Newsom. The choice is clear. Protect California. Vote no on the Republican recall. Ad paid for by Stop the Republican Recall of Governor Newsom. Committee major funding from Democratic Governors Association.
Content varies by package and location. Restrictions apply.
Introducing Fidelity Income Planning. We look at how much you've saved, how much you'll need, and help you build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE, SIPC. Let's go!
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. Use Microban 24 sanitizing spray to keep surfaces sanitized all day. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of bacteria and viruses initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. Microban 24 keeps killing bacteria for 24 hours, touch after touch. When used as directed, Microban 24, touch after touch, it doesn't give up.
Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
'Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light.
Now, back to the morning roast, presented by Timeless Coffee with Bonte and Shasky.
Get the drum rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone. Nice tea, and I'll get my ping pong.
Can somebody please talk?
I'm like just looking at Coles, rocking and rolling. I thought he was going to start singing.
I don't know Korean.
Oh.
I guess they have, like, with all their songs, is this true, Steven? They do them in Korean, then they do them in Japanese, then they do them in English, and they do them in different languages.
So you get more album sales.
I don't know. You're the K-pop expert, Coach.
Yeah,
I don't know much about it.
I don't even know what K-pop is.
Give me a little
Blackpink.
Give me a little Blackpink, but give me a little later on. Give me butter after that.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Butter.
We'll hit a little butter after that. We just hit
butter.
Dynamite. We're gonna hit butter a little later on.
Yeah, you are the better Crocker, as Shasky said. Thanks to Joe Shasky. The best Joe Shasky impersonation we've ever had. Joe Shasky the
I
Butcher.
know.
Chiming in from Torrey Pines. Losing his mind.
Sounds like he's calling from San Quentin.
Dude, I don't know. What was that? What was that? Phone line was jacked up.
That was a drive-by.
Oh, man. That was a big-time drive-by.
Now, he thought we've been ripping him all morning.
Yeah.
We've not been ripping him.
No, we've just been playing this all day as we try to get Giants fans. Look, we shouldn't have to get Giants fans fired up, but this is why we've been doing this.
Let's go! We got 3 against these damn bums. I'm down here in Southern California. I'm repping my squad. About to take these fools out. Let's go! It's a Bennett race right now. Let's go!
Oh, you blamed his dad, saying, my dad's been listening. Said you've been ripping him. So, Papa Shasky, I got a bone to pick with you, Papa Shasky. I got a bone to pick with you for doing that.
Joe, this is your dad.
Don't forget this Monday is Labor Day. I just wanted to hear that. That's why I got on his dad. I don't want to hear the drop. Football season is here, so we are live and local the entire day. We will also be giving away a 4-pack of Disneyland tickets in between 7 and 8 a.m. Halloween time is back at the Disneyland Resort. Happy Hauntings are returning to both Disney California Adventure Park and Disneyland Park between now and October 1st. Or 31st, excuse me. Don't miss the Spellabration, offering subject to capacity, restrictions, and change without notice. Get all the details at 957thegame.com. And don't forget to download the Odyssey app, a favorite 957 The Game, to get breaking news, updates, as well as links to the top interviews and bust moments on the game. Powered by DuckDuckGo, privacy simplified. So we've had Uncle Cole's bragging about his 3 Emmys this week. We've had Vern Glenn, Mr. Involvement, say, hey, I've entered the contest 4 times. I've gotten 4 Emmys. And then we have Marquis Bondans coming off the top rope like he's Macho Man. Talk about, 4. Would you add 13 to that? I've got 17.
It ain't bragging if it's true.
It ain't bragging. It ain't flexing if it's true.
Exactly.
Let's bring in Marquis Bondans, Bay Area legend. You got Vern Glenn. You got Sal Castaneda.
Yep.
You got Dennis Richmond. You got Wade Walker.
But Dennis, those guys are retired, or past.
Yeah.
But Dennis is retired.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
You got a living legend right now on the airwaves, and it's Marquis Bondans. Mark, good morning. 17 Emmys in the garage.
Baby? You guys.
Probably not even shined up. That's how much they mean to you, right? You got 17 just in the box somewhere.
Hey, but what Jim didn't tell you yesterday when I texted him was that I told you I got 17, but I entered 230.
That's a lie. That's a lie, Mark. You entered, and people said, you know what? Can you rip up my application?
Yeah.
It's already sold up.
Yeah.
Mark's got it.
I heard they quit calling them the Emmys. They're calling them the Ibanezes now.
Yeah, hardly. I got to tell you, though, what's funny, I got 2 quick ones for you. One time it was Brody Brazil. And Brody, a lot of you guys may not know this, and I heard your story about him yesterday. He was a former intern of mine.
Did not know that.
Wow.
And you talk about eating humble pie, ladies and gentlemen. Brody and I, finalists for, #1 sportscaster in the Bay Area, or whatever it is, sportscaster of the year. And Brody won. Brody won.
Get out of here.
That had to hurt you in the soul.
Ouch.
Yep. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna eat major humble pie here. I thought it was such a slam dunk that I didn't even go to the ceremony, and I got the call, and then I got the news, and then I made the call to Brody to congratulate.
Oh, nice.
Didn't even show up.
So he got it. And then my other Emmy story is, get this. Pete Lupetti was my producer like 35 years. We did this story in the 80s, and the Emmys are still a big deal. I don't want to discount that at all. But back in the 80s, everybody's, but their dog was there. And they used to have it in downtown San Francisco. We're talking major deal. And so my producer and I are there. And get this, we got nominated for a story that we were very, very proud of. It's one of the best stories I've ever done in my life, okay? And felt really good about my chances. So then they get up there. It's our turn. We're nervous. My producer and I are sitting next to each other. And they go, there are 2 winners in this category, 3 nominees, 2 winners. We look at each other like, yeah, we got it for sure now. And you know the story from there, right? We are the only one of the 3 that didn't get the
Oh, you're kidding me.
No. There were 2. I mean, is that embarrassing or what? But not only that. I mean, if you told me all the times I've been to that ceremony through the years, that story would have been the one that I would have said I was most proud of and thought for sure was going to win.
I'll be darned.
We were the only ones who didn't win.
Wow.
So there's some. I've had my moments with the Emmys. I'll tell you.
Well, let me tell you, Mark, the 650 here on our text line says you now pass around Emmys as party favors. So there you go. There you go. Giants Dodgers. You've been around this market for a long time, Mark. When you think Giants Dodgers, what's some of the moments that come to your mind?
Well, you know what's crossing my mind right now is the similarities, the parallels between this and the 1993 season. And for me, one of the, I think of the Joe Morgan home run, to knock the Dodgers out. That was a great moment for me early in my career being there. And, and I grew up in the Bay, so, I've always disliked the Dodgers. I got to give a shout out to my wife who said, do not use the word hate, please. When describing the Dodgers.
Yeah, you don't want to be a hater.
No. But, so 93, they send me down to L.A. We all know the story, the Giants and Braves going at it. And, the Giants had to win all 4 of those games, basically. And we all know the story, Solomon Torre's last game of the year. True Giant fans know that Dave Burba is the guy who really blew that game out for the Giants. Like, they were close. Dave Burba came in and gave up big runs, and it was a landslide and all that. But my point being, that time, get this is obviously pre-9/11, they let me sit in the camera well down the third baseline near the Dodger dugout at that time. And I got to see Barry Bonds up close and personal. If you think back on that series, I believe Barry had like 6 RBIs in the first game, couple of home runs, RBI double. And I remember looking at my cameraman and saying, this guy is truly a man amongst boys. I mean, he was unbelievable in the 93 season, leading the Giants when they had Matt Williams and Will Clark. And I just was right there by the Dodger dugout. And I saw the respect, and just when he would come up, I kind of glanced over at the Dodger dugout, man, and it was rapt attention on Barry. And, I mean, he just stroked that series, the whole thing. But his first game set the tone. And I just remember thinking we are seeing a truly historic player here, and just seeing the respect he commanded in the Dodger dugout and the feeling there. And that was a huge impactful series for me on really understanding what that rivalry meant and the beauty of Dodger Stadium. You got to give it to a man. Warm, beautiful September, night in LA. And that just really made an impact on me. But, we can sit here and talk memories for a long time. But can I tell you a quick one about Dusty Baker?
Go for it. Let's hear it.
Season?
Yeah.
Okay. So we all remember the story, the Padres inexplicably trade Fred McGriff to the Braves, right?
Oh, yeah, 93. That drove me crazy. Crime dog.
It's just absolutely as criminal as the Nats sending Trey Turner to the Dodgers this year, So anyway, we all know the drill. Giants had, an 8-9 game lead, August, blah, 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 and they go into a dip, and the Braves are just coming on, led by the crime dog. And it was much like Wednesday night here, where you felt it coming, and the Dodgers overtook the Giants Wednesday, right? Well, back then, the Braves finally caught and passed the Giants on an early September day, and it was at Candlestick Park, and the team was struggling. And you guys probably remember the little manager's office at Candlestick Park, right? Little manager's office, and everybody crowds in there, and Dusty was, so much different than nowadays. You actually got to put a microphone in his face, and we're all waiting, and it's dead silence. You could hear a pin drop. Everybody was uptight. The Giants had blown another one, and Dusty walks in and sits down behind his desk, and it is stone silent. The Braves are in first place now. The Giants have officially blown this lead, and nobody asked a question. Everybody's staring at Dusty, and all of a sudden, Dusty just gets this slow-moving, wry smile on his face, and he looks left, looks right, surveys the room, and says, "Hey, man, nobody died." And it relaxed everybody in the room, and he comported himself so incredibly, and he loosened everybody up, and it was that same body language, that same demeanor that loosened the Giants up. They got out of their slump. They made it tight down the stretch, and I had 2 or 3 Giant players tell me off the record in '93 that the way Dusty walked around the clubhouse in the middle of their slump, when things were at their worst, and the way he talked to the guys, and the way he interacted, and his positivity that exuded from him was really the turnaround in helping them pull out of their slump. They won 103 games. If there was a wild card, they would have done damage. But my point to this story is now we get to see Gabe Kapler and the way he reacts to adversity. Yeah, everything's been cool so far, but how will he react? What's he doing in that clubhouse to make everybody feel good? Well, because to me, Dusty Baker was the man in that season, and it makes such a difference in how your manager reacts to adversity. It sets a tone, and that always stood with me with regard to Dusty Baker, because, my respect level for him is the highest, man. He's the greatest.
That's an excellent point, and that's a great story about Dusty and what he could do to diffuse situations. He did that when he went on to Chicago with the Cubs and Cincinnati and Washington. That's why Houston had him go over there to try to rewrite the ship, even though they had all their problems after they won that World Series. But I want to ask you, Mark, about how things have changed just in your industry. There was a time, September, if Giants and Dodgers were tied, you would be live and local. You would be at the park. You'd have Fonz at the park at a different spot in the park. A news reporter would be outside the park talking to people. Nowadays, I don't get the sense there's the same fervor for that type of coverage. Is that because social media, people can get it on social media, or is that just a change in the business?
Well, it's part of both, Jim. You make a good point. It's really true. We're not the only game in town anymore, so to speak. The 10 o'clock news in the late 70s, 80s, 90s, it was the deal. It was like appointment TV. If you could look at our ratings, back at those times before you had 4,000 channels, it was incredible. And, people used to tell me appointment TV, 10:52, watching the sportscast that night. But now there's so many obvious avenues for people to get their information. Maybe yesterday with the game on YouTube, I think a lot of people probably didn't see the highlights, and we felt like we added more to our highlights yesterday because we felt maybe because the access wasn't so easy, a lot of people hadn't seen the visuals quite yet. But you're right. The industry has changed. We don't even have, it's Joe Fonzie's day off. I'm doing the anchoring, and we don't even have a reporter, to be honest, out at the game tonight. And you nailed it. It's just true. people get their news other ways, and we're in the Sunset District of local news, man. Let's be honest about it, and it's all changed for sure.
No doubt. But it's going to be a big series. We'll all be watching. Giants, Dodgers. It just feels right. Both teams tied in September in the National League West for the first time since 1997. DeSclafani on the mound versus David Price. Going to be a fun one. And, Mark, I know you'll be watching. Going to be a lot of fun seeing Giants, Dodgers, what happens with the 49ers, and, of course, the Warriors back in early October. Mark, take care. Have a great weekend. Always a blast with you. Go shine up the Emmys now. You can go ahead and shine up the 17.
Hey, what albums you got behind you tonight? You going to mix it up, or are you going to keep it like you had the other night?
No, I mix it up every night, Jim.
Good job.
Thanks for watching. I put up some Sinatra for you.
Yeah, I saw that. I was talking about it, buddy.
Yeah, no.
But tonight, I call it Friday Night at the Movies. I'm putting up all movie soundtracks.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I love
like
that.
I like that.
Love
Just
that.
Don't play any Blackpink, Mark.
Everything from Shaft to The Sound of Music, baby.
Ooh, I like that. I'm going to have to check this out.
That's
I'm going to
awesome.
have to check this out. Mark,
all right,
keep doing your thing.
I got a feeling 2 out of 3 San Francisco this weekend.
I agree.
2 out of 3.
I'm with you there.
Right?
I'm with
like
you.
it.
Marquis Bondans here in the morning roast. He's sipping Timeless coffee. We're all sipping Timeless coffee. I need some Timeless. I need some breakfast. I need a cheddar roll. Cheddar and pesto roll from Timeless Coffee right now.
That sounds
it's really good. Jim, you put it in the microwave for like 15 seconds. Perfect. Bread just breaks apart perfectly.
Love
it's soft. The cheese is nice and melted. The pesto's hitting hard. Can also go strawberry shortcake. Never too early for that. Timeless Coffee. Don't forget to go to Timeless. 3 locations now. New one on 17th and Webster in downtown Oakland. You got 3 options. Go to Timeless. I need it right now. I need some more Timeless. As we wrap this bad boy up, showdown time coming up in about 10 minutes here. Shasky's fired up. I'm fired up. Coles, I think you're fired up because you're going to be home alone watching Giants and Dodgers. Real quick, we had some Charles Barkley sound because I did want to get to this just for a couple seconds here. Ben Simmons. Everybody's talking about Ben Simmons this, Ben Simmons that. Well, here's what Charles Barkley said about Ben Simmons and who he's not taking for Ben Simmons.
Yeah, you will be a lesser team, but I'm not going to take pennies on the dollar. The worst case scenario, I'm getting McCollum or Bill. I'm not taking other people's trash. I've seen a couple of those other deals. I'm not taking other people's trash.
You're not taking the Wiggins deal from Golden.
Hell no. Hell no.
You don't want any part of Wiggins?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Are you serious?
No, there's a rumored deal out there in Golden State. Yeah. Wiggins, Wiseman, a pick, whatever it was. That's a deal that's out there.
What y'all trying to do, get the biggest team in the league?
That's Charles Barkley on the Mike Missinelli show on 97.5, The Fanatic in Philadelphia. And Barkley was on there for 4 hours. Called Wiggins basically trash. Damn.
That's harsh. But I know that there's someone in this room at this station who's been on the Bradley Beal bandwagon, and I think Sir Charles is listening to me.
You can have Bradley Beal.
You know what? You're right. I could have him and get you into a top 4 spot in the West. If not, you can sit back and just hope that you can do the best you can with a play-in game.
Who's Bradley Beal guarding in the West?
Whoever you want.
Oh, stop.
Whoever you want.
Don't listen. Where's Butcher at? I'd rather have Butcher yelling in my ears right now than hear you tell me, that Bradley Beal is going to make the Warriors a top 4 team. And that's not going to happen. This team is already top 4 ready. And Wiggins is going to prove to Barkley next season that he's not trash. I mean, that was harsh. Who does Barkley think Ben Simmons is? He's talking about not taking 25 cents on the dollar? Well, there's no value there with Ben Simmons right now. You're going to have to fix him mentally. You're going to have to fix his jumper. And Rick Barry ain't coming to help him shoot free throws because he won't shoot an underhand. So what are you talking about with Ben Simmons? Like, a couple years ago, it was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Last year's Bradley Beal drove me crazy. Now it's Ben Simmons. Who's going to be next year? Oh, the Warriors going to be on Trey Young. It's going to be Trey Young or somebody. Come on.
Listen, if you think the roster as constructed is getting you a top 4 spot, you need to go into substance abuse, programs, because it's not. You give me a Bradley Beal, and I've got another legitimate weapon. Defenses will not know what to do if you've got Bradley Beal. Listen to Sir Charles. Sir Charles is on the bandwagon. We have had a myriad of celebrity stars agree with me this week. From Phil Simms to Booger McFarland to, Mel Kiper Jr. What's the one word he used on your guy?
I mean, you
Trey
talk about
area?
a guy. You talk about a guy
Development.
You talk about a guy who's lost his fastball.
Developmental.
Maybe he needs more gel in that hair.
Developmental.
Maybe he needs more gel in the hair. Something's going on with Mel. Mel Kiper Jr. has been shot for 15 years. All right. He's just.
And Coz, you're not helping your case either when you're using Phil Simms. When you weren't even filling in for the show when Phil Simms was on at the time, so you didn't even hear the interview.
But he's agreeing with me.
And Langford, didn't he contradict himself? Say, well, I would be opposed to starting Trey Lance week 1 against Detroit. Like in the same interview.
Oh, please. He was
Don't
just
try
trying
to read my mind because, hell, I don't know what's in there.
He was just trying to be nice to you after he filleted you out of the box. Same thing with Booger.
Christ, this is cool.
Exactly. Same thing with Booger. He comes out of the chute. No, he's not ready. No, not ready. Mel Kiper, developmental. Bradley Beal, Charles Barkley.
What about Baldy?
What
about Baldy?
You know what? You're welcome.
You just skipped over Baldy.
Let me just drop the mic and say you're welcome to the audience and you and to Curly and the nice guy Steven. I can carry you for so long, but I need the final 20 minutes off. I can't carry anymore. I got to go throw around 45s this afternoon. I mean, come on, brah.
Oh,
you know
man.
it. You know I'm on it.
Dude, I am all in on this Warriors team being the top 4 team. And Klay Thompson on the yacht yesterday, on the yacht checking in the Giants game, talk about, look, I've been grinding. I'm ready to go. I listen to Klay Thompson.
Nah.
I take what Klay Thompson says. I don't take it for granted. You know, what he says on the yacht, especially on the yacht, when he's sipping out the red cup.
There's no emotion on my face because I'm numb.
Goes. This team's going to be legit. This team's going to be legit. Look at my boy AC from the stack. From out there in Hayward, from the stack.
The stack.
Bradley Beal could not even guard Jeremy Lin.
Oh, get out of here, Stack. That is so not right. That is so not right.
The Wizards are giving up 140 points a game last year. Felt like every time I looked up, Wizards are losing 151 to 130.
Playoff
what do you
team.
know? Wizards, in the Eastern Conference.
Playoff team.
In the Eastern Conference. You know what they played in the play-in?
What were the Warriors?
They played the Pacers in the play-in game.
They beat the hell out of them.
The Pacers stunk at
They
that
beat
point.
the hell out of them.
The Pacers are out without T.J. Warren.
And they got to the playoffs.
They were without Miles Turner. They quit on their coach. Remember that? Remember the report came about the Pacers coach? What was his name from the Raptors?
I couldn't even pronounce it. I couldn't even pronounce it.
I had to pronounce it
They
for Warriors pre and post.
oh, that was bad.
I just called him first name.
Nate
Coach
Bjorkgren.
Yeah, Bjorken.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Bjorken.
Yeah,
Bjorken?
Whatever.
Damn.
I took that day off. I didn't even work that day.
I just called him Coach Nate.
Yep, that's a
I
good
was like,
call.
was it McMillan? No, Coach Nate.
Yep,
The
that's a
bald
good one.
The bald Coach Nate.
Yeah, they did quit on him.
So
They
you're
did
not
quit
saying
on him.
anything. Wizards made the playoffs. Oh, whoop-de-doo. In the Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference won the NBA title, though. Just
Bradley
saying.
Beal had a better supporting cast than Steph Curry last year.
Oh, you're high.
With the
on-
Wizards.
Now you're just
Hachimura,
now you're
Robin
just
Lopez,
listen.
Alex Lynn.
Are you
Russell
scheduled,
Westbrook.
Are you scheduled to go and mow Joey Lightyear's lawn today? What are you saying? All these nice things. Bradley Beal did not have a good roster to play with last year.
Better roster than the Warriors.
Oh, well, come on.
Russell Westbrook.
Draymond Green.
Come on. Westbrook. Triple doubles.
Draymond Green.
Draymond averaged 6 a game.
Draymond Green.
Westbrook was giving you triple doubles.
Wow.
Man, no respect. I will.
So you want him on your team now? You want?
No, I don't want anything to do with Russell Westbrook.
You sure?
He's in L.A. with the Lakers.
What was your conversation you had with Russ
Hey,
West?
he's down there with the Lakers.
What did you and Russ West talk about?
Yeah, Zaza Pachulia. It was personal with him. But look, Russ and I are in good terms now. Russ and I are in good terms now.
Okay.
We're in good terms now. But he's a Laker. So we'll see them soon. We'll see them October 19th down to Staples. Wizards had a better roster. And the Wizards still struggled to get to the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Man.
So Bradley Beal, no. I'm out on him.
Wow.
Look, a lot of Bradley Beal truth tellers on the text line.
So then
415. Bradley Beal can't guard Steiny in his prime.
I hope we have Steiny on the crossover.
D3 Steiny.
Hey, let me ask you. That's a bunch of trash, by the way.
That
So if
is.
you wouldn't want Bradley Beal, then you definitely don't want Dame Dollar.
No.
You would
Oh,
never want
absolutely
Dame
not.
Dollar
I don't
on
want
here.
Dame Dollar
You
next
don't?
to Steph. What is that going to get you? A first-round playoff appearance?
Wow.
Tell Portland to crack the second round. They know what the second round tastes like up there in Portland?
Mark this part of the podcast. Bonte hates the East Bay. Bonte hates the town. Just mark that down on the podcast.
Dave Dollar couldn't get past the Denver Nuggets, and they were without Jamal Murray.
Denver Nuggets still better than the Golden State Warriors right now.
Warriors beat them twice in the last month of the season when it was go time. When it was time to
wasn't go time for them. Denver was already locked into their spot.
It was go time. Dame Dollar couldn't even beat the Nuggets without Jamal Murray.
You're not going to beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets are better than Portland.
Dame Dollar doesn't fit with the Warriors.
All right.
Doesn't fit. They're fine.
You say so.
They're fine. Come on now, Coles.
Didn't Mel Kiper pick Leaf over Peyton?
He did, dude. Mel Kiper, his mock drafts have been horrendous. I mean, he's still better than Todd McShay, but Mel Kiper Jr. Mel Kiper. Man, I did choke with the Westbrook interview. I choked hard.
You think it was intentional?
I choked hard. Oh, man.
What it look like? What it look like? Did anybody touch him? Yes or no? I didn't see the replay yet. Oh, you didn't see it? But why you asking about something you didn't see? I just saw well, it then, live. Well, then, if you didn't see it, don't ask me a question. Don't ask me dumb questions. Obviously, it was intentional. So don't ask me, was it intentional? Nobody touched me, fell over my leg, tried to hurt me, But, hey, that's how I go.
I mean, I better watch my mouth talk about Dame. Look, Dame's a great player, but he cannot get past Nuggets in the first round.
That's fine. And
he couldn't beat Alfonso McKinney, Jordan Bell in Western Conference Finals. All right? They got swept by the Warriors. Swept. Broomed. All right? Dustpans out.
You know what? I feel like with the sound, Bonte, we just played that Bonte and Westbrook thing. We've been playing that whole, that take you had yesterday where you're saying that maybe the Giants would be a game back to the Dodgers.
It's almost like I'm the guest of the show.
You know what? For the entire week, we haven't played this entire thing once. I mean, Jim Tomsula and Jim Kozimor.
All right, what style of football will a Jim Tomsula 49ers team play?
The style of football that suits their players.
What are the players that you have now? What style would that be?
Well, I think I think it would be fair to say that our team is built to run the ball and throw the ball down the field a little bit.
All right, so a little running and a little throwing?
Yeah.
You're tipping your hand, Jim.
Yeah, I know.
You're tipping your hand right now.
Yeah, I'm going.
There are tough
decisions. Going out on a limb.
I know. What do you look for in an offensive coordinator?
A good one.
And what defines that?
I mean, look, I don't want to get into and I don't want to be, I'm getting cute and I don't want to get cute. We're looking for fundamentally sound guys that look at our roster, at the San Francisco 49ers, and you adapt the schemes and you adapt schematics to the strengths of the roster.
That was a hard day in my life. That was a very difficult day. An interview that was so uncomfortable that Tim Kawakami got up and left the room in the middle of the interview. He was so awkward listening to the trash that we were spewing on the air at that time on NBC.
That was a highlight of your career.
It ended up making the Kimmel Show.
So it was your finest moment.
Yeah, it was.
Did it make the Kimmel Show?
It made the Kimmel Show.
Oh, wow. I thought I did something making ESPN with that Westbrook interview. I made ESPN. I walked out the locker room. Hey, bro, I just heard you on ESPN Sports Center.
What?
Got to it, Westbrook. I was like, huh? Now I'm on all the blooper reels when it's like Westbrook hates the media and all those little clips. I got to see that stuff and get tagged in it.
I love it.
That was your finest hour, Coles.
That was an hour, I'll tell you that.
Dan Dibley? 2 days in a row? Or actually 2 and 3?
No. Well, just let it wash over me one more time, nice guy Steven. The Kozimor Tomsula. You want to talk about showdowns? Pistols at 10 paces? You want to talk about pistols at dawn? Oh, my God. Not since the Hamilton-Burr head-to-head duel in the 18th century have we seen such a one-sided throwdown. Oh, Coz. Every time I hear that, Coz, it makes me admire, revere, and, quite frankly, love you all the more.
You're the best. You're the best for saving me. That was a very hard day for me, and I continue to have to relive it every time I come on this stinking station for crying out loud.
Jim, what that was like, and I call you Jim because I'm dead serious right now. That's like the pitcher who he gets the start, and it's like the skip tells him, hey, you know what, Coz, we got no bullpen help today. we're going to need you to eat innings. And you go out there and you give up 7 in the first, and then you go out in the second inning, and it's bases loaded, nobody out, and the pitcher looks to the dugout, and the manager looks at him and shakes his head. Nope. Nobody's up in the bullpen. You're going to have to get us out of this one, Coach.
How long? A little running and a little throwing.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I know. I'm just...
It's the best.
Tears.
I like it yesterday, man. How long did that interview run? What was it, a 15? Did you get 15 minutes out of him?
God, it was brutal.
About 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It was 29 questions.
Yeah. It was so hard. He wasn't overmatched by me. He was just overmatched by the job and by the day and by everything going on. Remember when Trent Baalke comes off the top rope and answers one of the questions for him? Oh, my God. It was just off. And he's thinking, who was he thanking, Dibs? Who did Tom Sula
Joan
think?
and Payroll.
Exactly.
Yeah. Joan and Payroll, who did his finances as well. She said
God.
Joan and Payroll, who actually is my finance manager.
And I have made so many Joan and Payroll references in honor of, anytime you're talking, hey, this organization, they're all pulling on the same rope. Kapler, Zaidi, Joan and Payroll. It works.
What do you look for in an offensive coordinator?
Oh, God.
A good one.
Oh, my God. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, Coz.
Why talk Giants Dodgers?
Hashtag
we got
truth.
that great interview.
I don't know that they were a step ahead. I mean, obviously they were a step ahead.
Oh, my God. Giants-Dodgers rivalry, second only to Kozumor Tomsula. That really is the greatest Bay Area rivalry. We've had it wrong all these years, guys. Lakers-Warriors, no. Rams-Niners, forget about it. Giants-Dodgers, please. Cal-Stanford, give me a break. It's Tom Sula v. Kozumor.
Now,
what do you look for in an offensive coordinator?
A good one.
A good one.
Hey, Coach, what's going on with Tom Sula? You guys exchange phone numbers there? Was that the last time you
Yeah,
talked
we're tight. I go visit with him.
He shaved a mustache a couple years ago. He shaved the mustache.
He did.
Man.
He's going for a new look. He's trying to hide. He's going for a new look.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, did any... Well, I guess, 707 coming in off the top rope. One for the thumb dibbers. I guess we've all had embarrassing moments so far. We all share that.
But that was just one time where I stepped in it, and then I tried to take off my shoe and clean it off. Meanwhile, I stepped in it with the other foot. And actually, Coz was not presiding over that one. He and I did so many telecasts together. We did Sacramento Mountain Lions. We did San Jose Earthquakes.
We
did high school football. I mean, I've done so many gigs with Coz.
Yep.
But that famous one for the thumb, Steve Quiss was play-by-play.
Oh.
A rare Quiss.
Yes.
Quiss Dibs combo.
Oh, man. I wish I were there for that.
And the toughest part of that, Bonte, is so after the game, and I asked a coach with no thumb if he was going to come back and win one for the thumb, which was it was a tragic mistake. And I go back, you know how it is, Bonte, being now a TV star, and we're all so proud of what you've done.
I wouldn't say star, Dibs.
Well, you were a budding star, and then you were a rising star, and now you're here.
No,
I would agree, Dibs. I agree.
No.
Dude, no, you're in the building now, and you can be humble all you want.
F-lister Dibs. F-lister Dibs.
And I know humility's hard for you.
Tier 5. Tier 5, Dibs.
I got you tier 4 and rising, but
wow, tier 4 now. I wasn't even in a tier 2 years ago.
No, you were in tears of a clown a couple years ago. But Bonte, I go home. It's 1 a.m, and I'm like, God, did I miss this? And so I'm Googling the coach Roger Canepa, who was such a good sport. I'm Googling Roger Canepa, hunting accident, Roger Canepa woodworking accident, and I find it, the Modesto Bee from 2 years earlier. Coach Roger Canepa lost his thumb in a woodworking accident. So had I done my homework, I would have known not to go one for the thumb. Coach, congratulations, and I guess if things go your way, we'll see you back here. One for the thumb, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't need one. I only got 4 fingers, so I'm good.
That is, it's almost like you scripted that. It was so good.
It's so good.
What you don't hear in that clip is my, well, okay, Coach. Well, there you have it, Steve. 4 fingers, 4 titles. I guess we've solved that mystery, Steve. Back to you.
Have your shot at redemption.
Oh, God.
Wolves, oh, man.
Dude, I think that was awesome, though. I think it was.
Great.
I think he played it well. I think your question made total sense. Not knowing it, I think it came off as charming.
This is why Dibbs is a Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
That right there is why Dibbs is a Hall of Famer.
And if he doesn't go to the Bay Area Broadcast Hall of Fame or whatever they have, what is it called? The Bay Area Media Hall of Fame, whatever it's called.
I wouldn't know
if he
because I'm
doesn't
not
go,
going.
Shut the door. Just shut the door because he should be in it.
Two things about it, Coz, when you watch the video is one, the coach can't wait to jump the route because he knows what's coming and he can't wait to tell me. And then when he jumps the route, he slowly raises his thumbless hand and you see me suited and booted trying to be Johnny Professional, and I look down at his hand and I look up at the camera and it's like, holy crap. Back to you, Steve.
That is so perfect.
There you go. Coach Canapa, you got it covered with the 4 rings and the 4 fingers. Congratulations.
And it was on the PA sound system.
Yeah, that's even better.
That's even better.
That's even better.
That's the old Home Depot, the StubHub, or whatever they call it now.
Oh, that's it for us. I guess we're going to talk Giants Dodgers, but you guys will do that
me, apparently.
from 10 to 2. It's giving me the wrap-up side, Dibbs. Give me the wrap-up side. It's Whitey in for Steiny. This will be a fun show. Whitey, Dibbs, and Guru. Going to be a lot of fun as they talk Giants Dodgers and whatever else. One for the thumb or Cousins interview with Tom Sula. Oh, man. All right, Dibbs. Have a good weekend, buddy.
My brother.
See you, man.
All right,
You're the
man.
best.
That's it for us, Coles. I got to say, man.
Great working with you.
Been a fun week.
You're the best.
I haven't agreed maybe with one thing you've said all week, but damn, I had a lot of fun. It flew by. You have a great weekend. We got to get a Florida State Notre Dame bet. We'll do it off air. You know what? Whiskey. I know you like